Welcome everybody to episode 73 of The Effing Title, and this week we have a brand new setup because we're on the PC, so this is kind of weird for me looking this way and seeing everything. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Happy Independence Day. And this week we have one of my good friends back on the podcast for the third time since he's been on at episode 50, I think it was 54. It is my good friend DeNutte. DeNutte, how are you doing?
I'm great. Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth. It's funny because you said that, and that scene is actually not as loud as I thought it was.
It's not. No, I think he just says it to the alien after he kills it or something.
Yeah.
It's very quiet.
He opens opens up the alien spaceship, looks inside, and then it starts to come up, and he punches it. Welcome to Earth.
Does he say motherfucker?
No, he just says welcome to Earth.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
is your day going though? How's your day going?
It's been good. I haven't done much today. I'm on call, so I've just been chilling.
Nice.
It's kind of not much of a weekend, but
I went to my parents' house, had some hot dogs and burgers.
This is as American as you can get.
Yeah.
You need a cold Budweiser.
Yeah, I didn't have one though. I had a diet. I had a diet Dr. Pepper.
Okay, I feel like that's actually I feel like that would be an American.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a barbecue soda.
Like
Coke's not a barbecue soda.
Yeah, so they asked, they were like, well, do you want anything to drink when you come over? And I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, Diet Dr. Pepper, like a Coke Zero, because I like the Coke Zero over the Diet Coke.
It tastes better.
It really does. That's the weird thing.
It does.
So I was like, if you guys can get me one of each one of those, then yeah, would be, I should be good. I don't think I'd be complaining at all. So went over, had two hot dogs, a burger, and then we watched Independence Day.
Our hot dogs.
I haven't had a hot dog in a while, and I will say this: it was actually a lot better than the last time I've had a hot dog, or at least the last time I remember having a hot dog.
A friend of mine, we were like proud hot dog boys.
Hot dog boys.
We're always talking about how, I'm not kidding, but probably once a month about how we like our hot dogs were that month.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing is I want to get a Traeger at some point, and I'm most excited about smoking hot dogs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like shitty hot dogs.
That's fucking hilarious. Oh, did you see? Speaking of hot dogs, did you see Joey Chestnut broke his own record apparently?
Yikes! I saw that Barstool Big Cat was the honorary guy in the contest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was. It has a name. It's something. It's a name of a guy, where it's like an honorary seat. He got the honorary seat. People were mad about it, but
I didn't realize this. They do other stuff during that too. It's not just, it's not just hot dogs.
We're talking about AAA baseball, baby, hot dogs.
Well, I was watching it something today, and they fucking did. They were drinking. They were chugging lemonade.
Oh, it's just all facets of.
Yeah, I guess so, because I'm sitting there and I was like, what do you mean they're chugging lemonade? And then I watched the video and I was like, oh my god, all right, bet, big dude out there fucking like this, just there's a guy next to him that's already started, and you see the big guy just kind of standing there, and he goes, and then he brings up this fucking pitcher, downs about half the pitcher, puts it back down, flexes and screams, and then does the rest of it.
It's all part of the MLE, the Major League Eating.
I was like, oh my god. Yeah, so Joey Chestnut had 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
He also holds the record for chicken wings, long form, 182 chicken wings in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
oh boy, he's a flats boy. And then Don Lerman holds the record for butter. He's eaten 7 quarter-pound sticks of salted butter in 5 minutes.
Jesus fucking Christ. He ate 9. Joey Chestnut ate a 9 pounds pizza in 32 minutes and 14 seconds.
Oh, oh my God! He holds so many. He has most pulled pork sandwiches, the most tacos from Taco Bell.
What the fuck? 15 bowls of gumbo in 8 minutes. How? He
does not hold the record for spam.
He has 32 Big Macs in 38 minutes. Are you fucking kidding me? I get one of those and my jaw feels like it's gonna fucking fall off.
He also has the record for crystal burgers.
Oh, I thought you were on crystals, as in he was actually eating crystals.
Harvest the energy from them.
Jesus fuck.
And glazed donuts.
Look at this one. We're now
And
on
asparagus.
for pizza, he ate 6.5 slices in 10 minutes. I feel like that's not that
How
impressive.
much was it?
Oh, these are 2-foot slices. Never mind.
Oh, those are big boy sizes.
Never mind. Take back what I just said. Yeah, no. So, I
He's
said,
an animal.
oh yeah, he really is. He's fucking, it's unreal. So I sent my boy DeNutte a message a little bit, a couple days ago, asking if he wanted to be on the podcast again. He said yes, and we started talking topics. So the topics that we have for you today are the Independence Day movies, podcasts in a whole and as a genre, and it's going to be a mental health check. We haven't had one in a little bit. The last one that we had was with DeNutte, so I thought it was only fitting that we have a check back up, and it is with him too.
Shout out to broken people.
Yeah, shout out to everyone out there that's broken.
Not in a negative way. I am
yeah,
broken.
yeah, well, I mean,
Self-proclaimed.
yeah, 100%. Is it's one of those things.
Come on, man. Why you gotta say that about?
Well, I'm saying like me as well. Like,
No, I'm just kidding.
but no, I always think back to because one of my friends, Coop, me and him have talked about this a million fucking times. The scene in the Zack Snyder's Justice League at the end where Cyborg's looking at his parents, but he's in the mother box at this point. And he's talking to his parents, and he's separating them out of the box, and he's like, I'm not broken, and I'm not alone, and how much that just hurt, like that hit so many people that are in our position, just seeing a character that the entire film, all it is him talking about how broken he is and how alone he is, and then at the end of the film, he's finally like, you know what, I'm not, like fuck you, I'm not,
That's a very serious way to do it, and I just make fun of myself. So
everyone has their own way.
There's a million ways to skin a cat, as they would say.
Yeah, sometimes you do it live, sometimes you don't. Anyways, Independence Day movies. Let's kick this thing off. Independence Day movies. What is your opinion of the Independence Day movies? I've never actually asked you this before. I don't think.
Well, let me ask. When's the last time you saw the second one?
Last year. My mom asked me if we were watching the first and the second one today, and I laughed and said we're watching the first.
I watched the first one when it came out, and it's like a fever. Oh, no, the second one. I watched it when it came out, and it was like a fever dream.
Oh my god, it's like okay, let's start with the first one.
Start with the first one.
Let's start with the first one, and then let's move on to the shit show after. So the first one, I remember watching this almost when it came out, like the very first time it came out.
Yeah.
And it's been a family tradition of mine now, since then. So much to a point that, fun story for everyone, there was one year that we were celebrating. It was when I was living back in England, and because my mother was English, she's now American, but when we were in England, and we were getting ready to celebrate, and my mom was excited, about celebrating, and I straight up just told my mom, you're not allowed to celebrate Independence Day because you're not American.
Just the gatekeeping America.
Yeah, like literally, and but it actually, it kind of fucking hurt her, and like she went and became a U.S. citizen. So I mean, more power to my mom. She fucking, she did more than I did. I mean, that shit. I was just born here. My mom actually had to go learn shit and live here for a little bit.
Yeah, you just was handed to you.
Yeah, but Independence to me, Independence Day is like it's that.
I really like Independence Day.
I think the first one's really good. I would honestly put it in my top. I'll say top 25, just because I'm not really thinking right now.
Well, I think that's it's clearly like it's sentimental to you.
Mm-hmm, yeah, I mean it's the same. It's in the same vein as for me as Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
A shocking one here for everyone out there: Santa's Sleigh.
Is that a movie?
Yeah, the one with Bill Goldberg where he's Santa.
Never even heard of it.
Really?
Yeah.
So Bill Goldberg is Santa, and
Who's Bill Goldberg?
Bill Goldberg, the wrestler.
His first name's Bill.
Yeah, his first name's Bill.
It's just Bill Goldberg.
Yeah. So it's him. He's Santa, and Santa is Satan's son, and Satan's son, and
Satan.
Yeah, Satan.
Oh my god. Okay.
Satan's son, who is Santa, and an angel get into a fight. So they go over. They basically they have a curling match. And if the angel wins, Santa has to be good for a fucking million years or whatever it is. And the angel wins, so Santa has to be good. So the whole movie is about how it's like this is the final year. Doesn't have to be good anymore, and Santa's like going around killing people. but it's Bill Goldberg.
Oh, so it's
It,
not sleigh like the sleigh.
no, it's
Oh,
SLAY. Yeah.
okay. No, I'm looking it up right now. It's
It's so fucking funny and it's
oh, all
so
right.
bad.
It's one of
It's
your bad movies you love. Like
yeah.
Velasa. What was the
Velocipaster. Yeah, which I
Velocipaster?
recently brought up on
Oh,
someone else's podcast here recently.
I
Um,
think you brought it up on the last one.
yeah, I brought it up on Cursed Tapes too.
I've
Which
seen
is
I've seen the movie poster for this
yeah,
actually. Yeah.
it's actually it's a funny movie if you enjoy just kind of
It
shitty.
seems goofy. It looks
It's
goofy.
it is it's
Yeah,
100% goofy.
I'm not making
Um,
fun of it goofy. Like
no,
it just
it's
looks kind of fun.
yeah, it's one of those like I don't know what to watch. It's Christmas time. Let's put this on. You know,
Okay,
um,
so that's up there.
yeah, but no, Independence Day. I think the cool thing with Independence Day, and it's one of the things that I feel like Resurgence does a terrible job with, is the story.
You know,
The
yeah,
original
for sure.
Independence Day just knocks it out of the park. What is Independence Day about? It's about aliens destroying the world, and we got to take we're going to take it back, and it's from the point of the Americans.
It really captures the
That's it.
'96 zeitgeist where the Resurgence doesn't. So I was like so I didn't rewatch it going into
Hmm.
this, but I did check out clips. I watched like recaps. It really shows the country pre 9/11
Yes.
because 9/11's it's been 20 years. Like
Hmm.
the country changed so much since then. There's no like people don't have cell phones. People don't have.
Hmm.
It's like a weird.
It's almost feels like it's another kind of like almost I'll say like sub dimension because
Yeah,
it's all there's no cell phones. You look at the computers that they have. They're like fucking briefcases, sizes, and it's like you
there's
know
that mindset that like America, which it still kind of is, but it's like that mindset that America's untouchable. Whereas like
exactly yeah.
post 9/11 where it's like, oh no, like people can mess with us. We just need to
Hmm.
like get the hammer. They were just like up on this pedestal and we can't be touched. Like anything, whenever they're doing anything about like trying to figure out what to do, it's always like, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
And like for me, I thought like this, like I said, the story was it was there, right? And also, it was kind of a lot of that was like revolutionary at the time, right? Like, at what point in I'll say it's cinema, had we seen the White House get exploded?
that was a big thing.
Right? Because that was in '96.
There was a movie that they opened up with the, didn't they?
I'm not sure,
Well,
but like,
Mars Attack. They blew up the White House. What year's Mars Attacks was around
Mars
the same
Attacks has
time.
to be around the same time. Yeah. Let me check out here. But
Same year.
oh my God, it was the same year. Jesus Christ. Um,
All right. Well, there's two. And then, did you ever see? I know this is way after, but they blew up the White House in Live Free or Die Hard.
oh God, yeah.
But then they didn't blow it up. It was a
Mm.
whole sham.
I,
But that was a cool special effect at the time too for '96.
it really. I mean,
Spielberg, right?
yeah. No, it's Robert Emmerich.
Zemeckis. Emmer-
Yeah, it's Emmerich. Roland Emmerich. There we go. Sorry, Roland Emmerich.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Oh,
they brought him back for the second one too.
oh,
Hmm.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember when.
That's a fall from grace.
Side note, I remember when Mars Attacks came out, and I wanted it, and my parents got me a different movie that involved Mars, and it was like a horror movie.
Ghost of Mars.
Yes, they got me that instead
Very
because they were just like, "It's
very
Mars,
different movie.
it's Mars," and I remember watching it, and I was like, "Yeah, this is when I was like 7 or 8."
I love Ghost of Mars. I actually saw Mars Attacks before I saw Independence Day because I didn't see Independence Day till later on in life.
Oh, okay. The other thing I think we got to hit on is the cast. The cast for fucking Independence Day, the original, was fucking perfect. Like, out of the park.
Bill Pullman, Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum.
And this is young, very inexperienced Will Smith too.
Because the Full House wasn't much before. It had been like 4 years before. Oh, it was yeah. Full House ended not Full House. Fresh Prince of Bel Air. What am I
Hmm.
talking about? It ended in '96, so it was like around the same time.
Mm-hmm. It was him making the jump.
Yeah.
Which of course we've seen a lot of TV actors try to make that jump and they can't. You know.
That probably was his first
Mm-hmm.
huge movie.
Um, but I mean,
Dance, bitch!
No, Bad Boys came out before.
thank you, Inhibited, for the 100 biddies, and I forgot to mute that. Sorry. Happy 4th, Inhibited. Um,
What's up, Toki?
Goldblum in it is great as well.
Yeah.
Goldblum's always a win. Um, but yeah, no, it's just there's something about that movie, just the way that it plays off. Like there was so many super cool effects as well in it, like the fucking ships coming over and it's just fire. The whole sky's fire, and then suddenly there it is. You know.
There are a lot of miniature effects
Mm-hmm.
that they don't do anymore. They nailed it. And then going into the second movie where it's just all CGI, I felt maybe they didn't, but it felt like CGI.
It probably was just because I feel like it's easier these days, so people just do it now.
They
Because
just throw money at it.
yeah, there was one. I forgot what movie it was. It was Cabin in the Woods. I was getting ready for the Cursed Tapes podcast, and I was watching behind the scenes stuff from Cabin in the Woods, and the director in that was like, "Yeah, like I'm never gonna do like this much practical effects ever again."
It's a pain.
Because, that was his thing. Is like the amount of time, effort, and like problems we had, especially with doing the like practical effects, we could have easily have done with CGI.
Yeah, because you don't make mistakes in CGI
Exactly. Oh,
in the same sense.
Justice League, 2017.
Well, that's more of a.
Yeah. But yeah. No, I mean, it's definitely it's kind of like watching the original Jurassic Park versus watching the most recent one as well. With seeing the dinosaurs and how
That's why that movie still holds up.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of why I thought it was a Spielberg movie first, because it's very Spielbergy.
Well, I mean, Emmerich and him kind of have a little bit of the same feel. I feel like to him. I feel like there's like a couple of these guys that are like that, because Emmerich did Stargate.
Yep. That's the Kurt Russell, right?
What, Stargate?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So it started off with a movie. Did you ever see the movie?
I saw the movie. We used to watch it. My grandmother used to really like it. I've seen a lot of them on and off, but I don't remember them.
It starred Kurt Russell and a hot James Spader.
See, this is so like you look at Emmerich, right? So Emmerich, of course, like he's got a couple of the beginning ones. Universal Soldier. The first one was kind of a hit. The very first one was Stargate, Independence Day. Then we go Godzilla. then we go The Patriot.
Oh, The Patriot! I love that movie.
But then we go The Day After Tomorrow.
Well, did you like The Day After Tomorrow?
Let me see which one. So I did, but it was really.
It's the other Quaid.
Yeah, it's Dennis. No, it's not. It's not the good one.
Oh, I think Dennis. I like Dennis. I'm partial to Dennis, but also Dennis is going down the crazy train that Randy went down.
Yeah, see, I just love Randy because he went down the crazy train.
Dennis is currently going down the crazy train.
Yeah, but I mean, like after that though, like it's kind of just out, flutter, Independence Day resurgence.
With a White House Down. Don't forget White House Down. A comedy movie starring Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx about. So it came out at the same time as.
Yeah, I know.
As
Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah. It was the fun version of that.
Yeah. You know what I really wanted?
Yeah.
A fun version of a boring movie.
Well, they made 2 more of those.
Yeah, I know they did, and each one of them got more and more boring. I just realized, like, he did The Day After Tomorrow, and he did 2012. Like, does this dude really just want to fucking see the Earth, like, destroyed?
It's all like terrible things happening to people, and then them persevering through them.
So, like, yeah, I can't say enough good things about Independence Day, the first one. Can't say enough good things about it. Now coming on to the second one, however. Oh, boy.
Well, also, I go back to Randy Quaid for the minute.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this movie solidified his fall into his perfect form. Like him sacrificing himself for the country and the president the president's like, "You go for it, brother." Like,
It's such
uh,
a it's such a it's such a stupid scene, but at the same time, it's such a great scene because it's a character that's been made fun of the entire movie, and then it's like he's the one that fucking saves us, you know. And of course, hello boys, I'm back as he's like fucking about to kill himself. Um, But yeah, no, it really is just kind of it's a scene that you don't see a whole lot in movies these days, where it's kind of the side character that's been the joke and the butt of a lot of the movie is now the one that saves everyone.
right? Ah,
Also, apparently there was some censorship in this.
is there?
Censorship in
Did they
Lebanon,
replace the
certain
guns with
Jewish
radios?
and Israel-related content in the film was censored. One cutscene involved Judd Hirsch's character donning a kippah and leading soldiers and the White House officials in Jewish prayer. Ah, okay. So,
Yeah.
in Lebanon, they removed a bunch of shit from it. Also, one other thing before we get on to Resurgence. The look for the aliens was very unique, I thought, as well. A lot of alien kind of movies get into this weird trope of either they look like the aliens from the Alien movie, or they just look like the big-eyed, big-head, little body thing, right? And I like the way that they did this one, where it's like it's a little bit of both.
Yeah. So
'Cause
you look at that and you're like, yeah, that's an alien.
exactly, right? Like 100%, you see it, and it's like,
And I remember being very afraid of those aliens when I was younger.
mm-hmm.
Even though I saw that, I probably was like 13 when I saw it.
Yes, I was like 7 or 8 when I saw it.
You know what? I actually just watched Tomorrow War.
Oh, is that the one with where Chris Pratt plays one of the two versions of Chris Pratt that he plays?
Well, he actually plays funny guy and action star, so he gets both.
So funny guy action star, so he was Star Lord. Okay, got it.
Uh, Not so much Star Lord. He's like ex Special Forces.
Okay,
So
so
he
he's
is
so he's playing the Jurassic Park role then. Got it.
accurate. So
Because I've
no, that's accurate. Yeah,
Chris
yeah,
Pratt
yeah.
now has gone down this terrible path of he has now one of two roles. It's either Jurassic World or Star Lord. It's one of the two.
You're not wrong.
It's just like
I still
Scarlett
like him.
Johansson. Scarlett Johansson has one role. Scarlett Johansson.
Well, did you see Marriage Story?
Is there a second version of her that's not just Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
Oh
It's
God.
it's actually it's amazing. I think she
Wait,
was
is that the one? Is that the one with Adam Driver?
Yeah.
I,
you get the
I've
fourth.
I've just seen the scene where he freaks out on her.
Uh, it's amazing and like makes you want to never get married.
Wow.
It like I cried a couple times watching it, and like my buddy was engaged at the time and since married, actually just had a kid, but he texted me one night. He's like, I don't want to get married anymore.
Jesus.
But it's heart wrenching. But it does not play Scarlett Johansson. It's like it's an amazing role that's not her typical role, but it's a very hard movie to watch.
Interesting.
But the aliens in
that's-
Tomorrow War, the aliens they had were some of the coolest aliens I've ever seen in a movie.
they looked because of course I thought they did a great job in the trailers of only showing them at the very end of the trailer when the trailers were first coming out, and they just showed them swarming up the like the sea rig that was there.
Yeah.
And then as the trailers got closer and closer to it coming out, then we got to like them fully showing them, and I kind of got a little bit upset about that, to be honest with you.
Oh, that it showed him.
Yes, because it kind of ruined. To me, that ruins the surprise of shit.
Well, it's actually funny in the movie they don't show them at all until they fight them for the first time, because they're like when they're going in, they're like, "Hey, why don't we have any pictures of the aliens?" And they go, "Well, if we showed them to you, we kind of thought no one would ever come, so
Oh,
it actually they did it in a cool way."
I mean that is a cool way. That is a cool way of doing it.
We're getting away from Independence Day,
Yeah.
but
It's Independence Day Resurgence. To me, like, so this is the big thing. I said that Independence Day, simple plot, right? Aliens,
plot.
aliens come. They're trying to destroy the Earth, and it's showing the viewpoint of America fighting back. Right? They could have literally
Best-
made this movie. They could have made this movie and done the exact same thing, but with other countries.
but we're America. We're the best.
right? So we did it from our point of view. Independence Day resurgence decided to have 20 different fucking plots, all
It's
going
kind of
on at
like
once.
they went total like nowadays, like how like the newest Godzilla, how that was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I actually forgot there was a second one until I was like looking up Independence Day the other day today,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh
Well,
my
that's
god,
well, that's
there was the second one.
that's the thing, right? Like, I think about that. You forgot about Independence Day.
The second one.
Yeah, but still think about that though.
Not-
Like it. Like, and the other thing as well as this is that like they didn't get Will Smith back.
He's a hot ticket, baby.
Well, that was the thing is that he was filming something else. I want to say it was Suicide Squad or it was Aladdin. It was one of the two.
Aladdin, Fire movie.
Emmerich announced that Will Smith would not be returned, noting he's too expensive. Later stated that he declined the role due to scheduling conflicts with Suicide Squad.
I think he made the better decision, honestly.
Oh, 100%. I mean, Suicide Squad is a shit show, but also with all the new release the air cut stuff that just keeps pouring out everywhere right now. Yeah, no, 100%. But no, so like immediately at that point, like, and they do him dirty in the movie as well. They just are like, oh yeah, he died in a fucking training accident, and then they don't show it. They don't honor him in any way. It's just yeah, he died in a training accident. It's like,
They're like, yeah, he was not.
what? He saved the fucking world, but he just dies in a training accident. All right, cool.
Yeah, he was married to a stripper. Who cares?
Yeah, it's just like it was such a fucking weird moment. And then they killed the mom off as well, didn't they?
No, did they?
I think they kill her off as well.
Vivica. I'm looking at I feel kind of bad I didn't watch it, but Vivica Fox, shows that she's in it, but I probably was a flashback.
As Dr. Jasmine Hiller, Dylan's mother and widows. No, she's in it.
Okay. Oh, because his son is in it, right?
Mm-hmm. Who, Willow? Oh, Will.
Will's son. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah, it's coming back to me.
So Will Smith's son is not in this movie.
He is.
Where?
So, well, not in real life.
Yeah, no, his movie son, yes.
His movie son.
Yes.
Jesse T. Usher
Mm-hmm.
plays Dylan Hiller.
Yes. Because they basically did the whole "this is our children" of the movie thing, and then they just put Liam Hemsworth in it and made him a part of it because
he was hot in 2016.
Yeah, it was a Hemsworth.
He was the up and comer, but he kind of. He's no Chris. He's not even the third one either.
Like, the fact that they did, okay, we're doing aliens again, they're coming back to the Earth, they brought more stuff, the Queen is here now. Also, by the way, there's this other alien that wants to help and save the world, but not just your world, all worlds. And they want you to join the intergalactic fucking federation to help. Is that
part of the plot?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's the fucking ending.
So
here.
I watched the movie.
With the Queen gone, all remaining alien fighters are rendered inactive, while the mothership stops drilling and retreats to space. Okun reveals that the Sphere has asked humanity to lead her resistance and has offered them new technology in preparation for a potential counterattack on the Harvester's homeworld. Was
she a different alien?
This is just a giant sphere.
God, what a fever dream.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they could have gone a million. I was talking to my mom and dad about this. They could have gone a million different fucking ways about this fucking movie, and it would have been a fucking huge success, in my opinion. And one of the things that I think, and I actually have it brought up here because I want to, this is the big thing I want to talk about with Insurgents, that would be the huge kind of, in my opinion, huge selling point that could bring in fucking big money, right? Is this. There's a scene right off at the very beginning where Jeff Goldblum and some weird guy go to Africa.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
I'm like questioning my I think
if you've even seen this now.
I think I'm repressed. I guess I repressed all of this.
So they go. So they go to Africa to meet up with this warlord.
Okay.
And because it's where one of the ships has landed. And we find out about the Congo ground war. So the Congo ground war has taken place since 1996 to 2016, and it's
In
been
this
going
universe.
on. It's been going on non-stop. It's just been happening, and it's basically just this tribe in Africa that's just been fighting the aliens because one of the ships landed, and it was just you
Wait,
know
so throughout this whole thing, the aliens have been here the whole time?
so the ships landed, right? Because they destroyed the ships. A bunch of the ships landed. Some of
Yeah.
them, the aliens didn't all die in it. So one of the ships that landed was in like Africa, is like in Central Africa, and the aliens are still alive on there. So there was actually like a ground war in the Congo, or in Congo, right? So, like, reading here, it says, although defeated in their attempt to invasion on Earth, many harvesters survived. Some managed to establish pockets of resistance against humanity, but were ultimately either defeated or captured. The remaining aliens were neutralized within days in the United States and Europe. But it took several months for the resistance in other countries to be eliminated due to lack of military power
Oh my
caused by
God.
the war in 1996. This proves especially true in Congo, where the alien resistance fought for 10 years before being defeated. So that's just the first part of this two-part paragraph thing here.
I
What I
just found
just
a whole timeline of events of what
Mhm.
happened between 96 and 2016.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So now this is the thing, right? So what I just read
Yeah.
you versus what you think happened in Resurgence, because you may not remember because it is a fucking fever dream. How much better does that
I'm
sound for a
sorry.
movie?
Husky, I'm sorry. I did not come prepared for this.
I mean, this is fine. Dude, I've been thinking about this since I first saw the movie. This one thing, because so in the breakaway nation of the National Republic of Ubuntu, it is the only nation in which its isolationist government refused outside aid in eradicating alien survivors in the country. Notably, an intact city destroyer landed in Ubuntu, although Earth's governments and Earth Space Defense tried and failed to convince the director Mpanga Ubuntu to reconsider his stance. They were elected to honor the decree without being publicly tarnished as a colonizer. For over a decade, the remaining aliens tenaciously fought the nation's national army, but as the years went by, the aliens became increasingly aimless and lacking any level of organization, and inevitably fell one by one to the NRU. The last remaining alien was ultimately eradicated in 2006. So now here's my thing.
Yep.
Tell me a movie about this ground war, wouldn't fucking kill.
I don't know. That sounds really interesting. And in June 22nd, 2000, the city of Las Vegas was completely destroyed. Hey, in this world, 9/11 didn't happen.
I mean, technically, I guess it did though because they destroyed all of New York.
Yeah, but we had peace in the Middle East, baby.
True. I mean, in this world, we have peace fucking everywhere, right? Like,
So 4/27, 2007, Colonel Stephen Hiller, Will Smith, dies during a test flight of the ESD's first functional hybrid fighter, and the world mourns the passing of the War of '96's heroes.
which is funny because they don't ever mention that or show any of that in the movie. They just tell you that he died in a fucking training accident. That's it. They did Will Smith dirty in this, but I'm always forever gonna be stuck on this ground war thing.
That's like that would, and then like that could show like you can like show an American involvement in that because they're not going hands off in that. You can like follow like I don't know, Chris Hemsworth in a special forces unit going throughout the Congo. I don't know, do
Well,
something
no,
cool.
so my thing wouldn't even be that. My thing would be just literally just show because like they already have the actors in here from the movie.
Yep.
Have them make them look a little bit younger. Have a few older, people from the tribe in there, and turn it into almost like a history war horror sort of movie. Because it's one of those things where if, like they said no to outside help so they could fight them themselves.
Yeah, Belgium probably had something to say about that.
Right, like my thing was like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, nah, man, like I need this. This is what I need. This is the Independence Day movie that we deserve right here. But I mean, it's such a fucking weird movie. I mean, they have the scene in London where like everything's fucking like flying into space, other than fucking Jeff Goldblum's dad, because dear God, we got to keep him alive somehow, and he survives on a little fishing boat.
Because
Um,
they, you know, Jeff Goldblum, he was like the weird comic relief in the first one.
mm-hmm. And then the second one, he's just there, so then they could have the. It was almost like they were trying to find ways to bring back certain aspects of the first movie, because of course he and like shows up with a bunch of kids that he just kind of like adopts out of nowhere,
Okay.
and it's almost like the same thing with Randy Quaid's family. It's like that sort of side thing, but with it's like it was just it's such a shit show.
It did well in the box office, which is the crazy thing. It was like 165 million to make, and then worldwide box office it made 384 million. So
It did, but then you look at like, and of course I rarely ever look at the actual
well, I had to know
numbers.
'cause
No, I
I was
actually
like,
not like the numbers. But like it's like a 4, 2 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 30%. Like
let's I just had to know what it made versus what like I was like in my head I'm like so a big thing is that they definitely did in this movie. It was one of the first, not the first, but it was like in the beginning of like definitely trying to get into that Chinese market.
mm,
So like that is a huge thing because they had a huge Chinese cast in this. That was one of the budget of the first Independence Day was only 75.
in 2018, producer Dean Devlin at WonderCon was asked about the status of Independence Day 3, and they told him, "I don't know. I don't know. Currently, I personally have no plans on doing another one. Currently have no plans on doing another one. We set up a third one though, but I have no plans on ever doing it." He also noted though that with the Fox Disney merger, that kind of put everything in limbo. And then
Yeah,
apparently
yeah.
Roland Emmerich in February of last year stated that he still hopes that Disney will make the third Independence Day movie.
Ugh, let it die.
Like like I said, I feel like they should have went in a different direction. Because as of right now, the direction is they're gonna go to the Harvesters' homeworld to go fight them. Like why?
My head hurts, man. I'm sorry.
That's what
Like
I'm saying,
like,
bro. Like it's
I'm sorry.
you go from
I'm so like, what? Did I even watch this movie? I'm
yeah,
so
like I said,
sorry.
it
I'm
has
like,
so much going on. Like there's a scene in the movie where they're on like the Queen's ship and they're fighting the like I guess they're called harvesters. I've just been calling them aliens this whole time. But they're fighting the aliens on the mothership, but the mothership has its own like biodome, so they're in like this weird swampy forest area within the ship. Like it's the weirdest fucking thing.
I all I can do is 2016 was a good year too. I don't know what happened.
Like I said, my first thing is I want to see the Congo Ground War. I want to see that as a movie.
Yes.
Make it fucking dark, make it gritty. That would fucking sell, 100%.
I should have watched this movie again. Because so when you talk about it like this, you're like, man, this has got to be a cool movie.
well, and this is the problem. This is why I said the way I did at the beginning was that the first one has such a very simple plot, right? Aliens
Yep.
come, try to destroy the world, try to destroy / take over Earth, and it's the viewpoint of America fighting back on what just so happens to be Independence Day for us, right?
Did you?
You easily could have done the exact same movie, the England viewpoint, and the ending of the movie is instead of it being like like oh we beat the aliens, it's oh America just found out how to beat the aliens. This is how we do it. Let's go get these fuckers.
It's good. Did you watch that Budweiser ad I sent you? Bill
Maybe.
Pullman does a new They just put this out on like Thursday.
Oh, I saw that you sent me it. I haven't watched it. I'm so far behind on watching stuff. This last week was a nightmare for me, bro.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah, I will watch
Bill,
it after
Bill
this.
Pullman did a new Independence Day speech
Oh
for
god.
Budweiser.
It's so he does. I think he does another one. He does a different version of it in Resurgence,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
it's one of those things. Where it's like okay, that's still really good just because Bill Pullman, but like as
was
the same.
his brain fried in Resurgence? Do I remember that correctly?
So he because of the first one where he like fucking like interacts with one of the aliens to fucking like find out something or something. There's something that happens and he basically gets his brain
He gets like
fried
a
and
Neuralink or something,
yeah,
right?
it's one of those fucking things. I don't fucking
Okay.
fully remember it. It's some fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's the biggest thing with this movie is it fucking the plot just completely is all sorts of convoluted. We go to the movie and it's 20 years in the future, so it's like okay, cool. So we're doing we're keeping this timeline the same. That's a cool start, right?
Yep.
It's an easy way to set up the kids as well because they're all going to be over the age of 20 now. So it's an easy way to set that up. But then we go immediately from that to like, okay, there's world peace, where, we have bases set up on Mars and a bunch of other places, right? And then it's like, okay, so we're going from there, we're not going to have any more alien visitors. Then we go to Africa where we learn out about, how like all the aliens that are being prisoners there are freaking out and having a good time and the ship basically turned back on. Why? Because the mothership's fucking coming. And then we go to this giant sphere that just randomly shows up that we just try to destroy because, of course, why wouldn't we just destroy anything now that shows up, right? Don't
Sure.
ask questions, just fucking kill it.
Yep.
Then the new mothership shows up and just completely fucks everything. Then we go on to said mothership.
Do we find out where they're from?
No, like from fucking some random place. Like,
Okay.
and like the mothership shows up and they're drilling towards the Earth's molten core for the fuel that would destroy the planet in the process. Like, I'm reading that right
Is
here.
there?
Like it's
Do we ever find out their goal?
Yeah, it's right. It's right there. It's like apparently they're trying to mine the Earth, like they're
Okay.
trying to mine the Earth's core, or something.
Couldn't they just do that without fighting us?
Yeah, it won't be a good movie.
Okay. No, I guess again.
It's-
I am so sorry I didn't watch the second one again because
Well,
I'm
no,
like,
like,
I,
so
I
I'm,
was
I'm
like, I'm cool.
I
I'm good.
I honestly have a wiki up right now. Like I just know bits and pieces of it because it's such a shit show of a movie.
Because like, if they can just mine a planet, couldn't they in theory? And like, I imagine they mine it from space, right?
Well, that's the thing. It's like so they come down with a brand new fucking ship, and
Yep.
it's the one that like I think goes over London or whatever. And yeah, they're just like right in the fucking Earth's core.
Yeah. So in theory, unless they developed a new sort of drill, couldn't they just have done that?
Because that was that was the
That's not
whole
a movie.
well
for
because
sure,
that's
but
that's the whole thing with the Africa scene is because there's a giant hole there.
okay.
And that's when they go there and Jeff Goldblum's character is like, well, what the fuck were they doing? And that's originally what the original one was. The original one was the ships all lined up to hit these major pockets on the Earth to destroy them, but then the secondary thing was to drill down into the Earth, apparently, or something. I don't know.
Cool.
And then suddenly the fucking Harvester Queen shows up at the end of the movie, and she's got a fucking machine gun turret with a fucking shield on it. Like,
All I could say is the Congo has just been fucked. They just have the worst luck.
I'm just saying that's to me that movie hits.
On paper, it hits. Right?
But all we get is a little like we get like the scenes of like the warlord there, him talking about it. And like this is what it was like. This is what this was. Have you ever actually killed one with And like he has like fucking like swords, and he's like it's like yeah we had to fight them with like our swords, not with like weapons. So like I'm hearing all this, I'm sitting there like that's that's a movie, right there.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's really cool. Did you ever see District 19?
Yes. Oh wait.
Oh, District 9.
9. Yeah.
9.
Yes. Yes. Loved it. Thought it was a good movie.
Oh, amazing movie.
Yeah. I love the twist of him basically turning into one of the freaking.
Oh,
aliens.
Wickus? Oh, Wickus. You turned into an alien, right?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
So like, So Congo movie we established would be amazing, but even just talking about the plot of the movie, say I never saw the movie,
Mm.
I'd be like, this movie sounds really cool.
It's just it's the typical thing of right. We have a movie that doesn't have any sort of after setup, right?
Yeah.
Boom, Independence Day. There was no try to set up for it. There was no need for a sequel. No nothing. Let's make a sequel. How do we make a sequel? Well, we got to find a way to make everything that happened in the first one not seem as bad, so we can make it seem worse in the second one.
Are you saying this is the Fast Five
This
sailing
is
movies?
this is like the Fast 5 through 9 shoved into one movie.
Oh, the Fast Nine just came out. I might go see that tomorrow.
I have heard nothing but bad things.
Dude, they go to space.
Yeah, I know. When the fuck did Fast and Furious turn? We were joking about that after Fast 3. Like, after Tokyo Drift, it's like, what's the next thing I need to do? Go into space? Yep.
Tokyo Drift. Never soil that name. The movie's a national treasure. It's my favorite one.
But,
Not kidding. That's in my top 25.
that was never in one of mine. I'm gonna tell you this right now. None of those movies are. I saw the first one. I was like, "This is kind of cool." Saw the second one. I said, "That's enough."
The second one was garbage. So the third one actually saved the franchise. If there's no three, there's no rest of them. Because three had a lot of success.
I'm gonna say this right now. That you're not gonna like it. They should have stopped after 2.
Well,
Well, have you seen all the
we're gonna
new?
agree.
Have you seen all the new the new reports that fucking keep just coming out about where the Vin Diesel just is just spurting his mouth off about?
No,
He wants
I
to do
haven't.
he wants to do a prequel solo movie that's just his character.
Yeah.
He wants to do an all-female version that brings back Gal Gadot's character.
Uh-huh.
He wants Jason Momoa to be in the next movie. He knows exactly how the movie's gonna end.
He's
He wants
crazy
to
person.
make a musical,
Yeah.
a fast musical.
Yeah.
He wants to do a crossover with Transformers or Jurassic World, whichever
I
one.
heard that. I heard
And
that.
I'm sitting there like, great. We're gonna be talking about Vin Diesel driving in his fucking car, fucking drifting down the back of a fucking T-Rex.
Well, I love. There's so many memes about him. Have you seen all the memes coming out
Oh
about
my
him?
god, yeah.
Oh, it's great.
I love this. Because being a DC fan, there's a bunch of Steppenwolf ones, and it's like Steppenwolf's too strong for you. He's not strong. He's not strong enough for family. And it's like, oh fuck off.
Well, if we know anything about Vin Diesel, is that if he wants something made, he will get it done because that's how he made the third Chronicles of Narnia movie. What is Chronicles of Riddick movie?
Oh yeah.
Because he
Well, the third one was like a prequel, wasn't it?
no, it takes place after the second one.
Hold up a sec. Do I
Um,
have my Riddick's timeline wrong?
So it was Pitch Black, Chronicles of Narnia, Chronicles of Narnia.
Chronicles
uh,
of Narnia.
Oh God, I didn't even do that on purpose.
Pitch Black,
Um,
the Chronicles of Riddick, and then
Chronicles
Riddick.
of Riddick, and then they did an animated one called Escape from Dark Athena,
Yeah.
and then that led into the third movie just called Riddick, and that was
Okay,
it
so
was essentially the first movie. But
Chronicles.
you know how he
is-
secured the rights to do that?
How?
He
He's-
did a. Well, I want you to guess. Guess, please.
Well,
Please, please.
I was gonna say, did he just go, I wanna be Riddick again? And they were like, okay.
Uh, kinda. So he did a no pay cameo at the end of Tokyo Drift, and they gave him the rights to make his own Riddick movie, and he paid for Riddick.
Oh my god.
So if he wants something done, like they made 2 video games. Were actually
Mhm.
were supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I
He
just saw that on there.
he started the game studio to make those games.
Jesus Christ.
If he wants something done, my goddamn, Vin Diesel's
If
gonna
he-
get it done.
If he wants something done, we're getting it. Awesome. Great. Don't need it. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, that's all I got for Independence Day. It's just I wanted to talk about. I thought it'd be cool to talk about Independence Day on Independence Day because like I said, I watched the first one. I watched the first one today and gladly did not watch the second one.
I kind of wished I watched the second one.
Well, you can't watch it online anywhere because it isn't available online. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, it probably isn't, right?
No. So it's like right now on HBO Max you can watch the very first Independence Day movie. You can't watch the second one though. The second one doesn't exist. It's like universally panned. Like we don't.
It's the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, we don't talk about this. Also, random thought just because I'm looking at it here. Video game icon Hideo Kojima took to Twitter to praise Zack Snyder's Justice League.
He did that a while ago, right?
But it's getting a lot more
Yes.
a lot more push right now, apparently, because he didn't just do it once. He's been consistently doing it since the movie came out, apparently. And apparently he doesn't do that unless he really likes something.
Oh, he's like a recluse.
Mm-hmm.
He's all about storytelling.
Yeah, he's apparently he's all in. Which, I mean, there's a lot of us that are all in, so.
Because people trash Death Stranding,
Mm-hmm.
but oh my God, was Death Stranding in a fantastic game.
Yeah, I've heard so many good things about it.
I played 79 hours in like a week and a half. It's amazing.
Damn.
The acting in it, oh. I cried playing a video game. I think that's the only time that's ever happened.
Damn.
All right.
So okay, let's move on. Podcasts.
Podcast.
Yeah, going meta. We're talking about podcasts on a podcast.
Big man talking about podcasts. That's what podcasts are about.
I feel like that should be the name of a fucking podcast. Two big
What?
men talking about podcasts.
That could be a podcast.
And just every week it's just talking about a different podcast that we've watched throughout the week.
So what have you been listening to? What's your go-to? Like you
So I don't really have a whole ton of go-tos.
Yeah.
Mainly if I'm listening to a podcast, it's
Yeah.
one of two. It's one of two. What's the way of wording this? So one of them is just straight up one channel. One of them is a network. Okay, so I'll do the network first. So the boys over there, Xander, Jagger, Coop, and Charles have all started a network.
I saw that there's a network now, huh?
Yep. So they have a network started called the Box Network.
Saw that.
And
Because it started with just the comic one, right?
Yep, they just started with Comic Relief, and then now they've gone out. So now they have Comic Relief, Jam Sessions, Cursed Tapes, and fucking I can never pronounce the fucking last one. It's an anime one, something anonymous. I literally had Coop. Me and him were watching. Can't think of the fucking name of the podcast of the anime we're watching. We were watching anime one day, and I asked him if he could fucking tell me how to say it. And he did, and then I've just completely forgotten since then.
I was meaning to ask you that because I saw you were just on one the other day, right?
Yeah, I was on Chris Tapes a couple days ago. Actually, earlier this week, on Wednesday.
Yeah.
We were talking about horror comedies because I'm not a big horror fan, but I like comedies. So there's a lot of horror comedies that I've seen.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so like I listen to of course I listen to those guys because I want to support them, and they do they have some good takes on stuff. And also I've been on
your buddies.
Yeah, they're my buddies, and I've been on some of them. The goal is to be on every one of them. That's the goal.
I will rule the podcast.
Well, that's the thing. Is like
what is it called? What's the network?
It's called the Box Network.
The Box Network.
Yeah.
Free shout outs.
Yep, always. So that's obviously that's one of the ones, and then the other one, of course, this is the one that I listen to while I'm at work because it's easy just because you put it on and then you just fucking work, and that's Rogan.
Oh, it's Rogan, yeah, and those are long, so.
Well, no, so what I do is I don't even do the actual podcast. I do just the clips.
Oh, so you go like to YouTube?
So I go to YouTube. I get a bunch of the clips up.
Yeah.
And like the first 10 to 15 minutes of work like when I have a big work day, literally the first 10 to 15 minutes is me just adding a bunch of them to a playlist.
Yeah.
And then it's just play and get to work.
Who have you liked? What's your favorite guest he's had? You have like a. Is there one that you're like?
There's two.
Okay.
I gotta fucking remember the name of the fucking. What's the name of it? I gotta. I have to look up Hunting Hitler real quick. Tim Kennedy, as one of them.
Oh, Tim Kennedy.
Mm-hmm. I love
journalist.
No, the American mixed martial artist, and he's
Oh,
also a
he does the
soldier.
wells in the Congo, right?
hmm
Yes.
Um,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah, he's he's a fucking badass. And so it's him, and then the other one is a dinosaur guy.
Okay. I have not
Um,
seen that one.
oh my god, so it's so funny. Let me look up Joe Rogan, dinosaur. So his name is Trevor Vale,
Hmm.
and he's a paleontologist, and they talk about there's a dude on YouTube that does like conspiracy stuff, and one of his conspiracies is dinosaurs never existed.
Fair.
So it's a paleontologist, and so this guy, when I first saw him, immediately was like, "This is my dude." Bigger dude,
Yeah.
hockey jersey on. The hockey jersey has Cthulhu on it. He has a like lime green, just the like the main part of the beard, bald, and he has a megalodon
Oh,
tooth
I can see
tattooed
it.
on his arm.
I see him.
It's
That's funny.
like yeah, it's the 37-minute one. If you have the 37 minutes, watch that. It's so fucking funny because he's just like like they're watching it and he'll like tell Rogan to pause it, and he's freaking out the entire time, telling him to go fuck himself, telling him that that he's a fucking idiot and he's doesn't know anything, and it's just so fucking funny just listening to him, listen to that. But those are two of the ones that like those are like go tos. Like him
Yeah.
and Tim Kennedy. Some of the other ones, I mean, like just looking down, like just from this, like David Chow, Forrest Gallant. I think that's how you say his
Yeah.
name. Um, and
He's a
then
fighter.
and
He's a
then
fighter,
this
right? No.
no Forrest is he's like an adventurer. Like those guys are both like adventurers. Like David Chow got lost looking for a dinosaur in the Congo. Forrest Galante is were dragons real animals? I listen to a lot of that stuff on his
Oh,
podcast.
I was thinking David Cho
Mm.
because he has David Cho on every once in a while too.
Um,
He's an
so
artist.
yeah, so a lot of the ones that I listen to are more of the like like Bob Lazar says UFOs was a
Yep.
archaeological
I listened to that one.
like just those sort of ones, the
Yeah.
conspiracy ones, those ones. Whenever he can get on, fucking, oh, what's his name? He's always made fun of
Alex
Alex
Jones.
Jones. Yep. Anything with Alex Jones, I'll watch because it's just the stupidest fucking thing.
Oh,
Basically,
he's
like it's anything that I can listen to with this. Like it gives me a little bit of information. I can turn my brain off, but it's kind of interesting at the same time.
Alex Jones is interesting. He's interesting because
Yes.
a lot of the stuff he says is just bananas. But
hmm
he was like the first to break Epstein. He was the first
hmm
to come out about Epstein. He was.
There's a couple of things that like if you look at it, he was like the first to come
I
out
know,
about it.
like
It's a little bit weird because then it's like everyone has sort of said how much of a crackpot he is. It's like what
yeah.
if he actually wasn't that much of a
He doesn't
crackpot and he just kind of
because he
he
doesn't
knows.
come out about it the best way, 99% of the time. But like, you know how like you heard the whole thing where he was like, pesticides are turning the frogs gay.
hmm
Like, there's actually like a real thing down in like Texas and stuff. They're using these new pesticides that are like, so I know frogs because like Jurassic Park. This was the whole plot of Jurassic Park. Some frogs can change their sex, but that's only like very certain frogs.
hmm
It's changing the genetic makeup of frogs through these chemicals to frogs that it doesn't happen to. It's doing it to beetles, and it's like and like they're like getting pushed by lobbies where like they have like all these lobbies behind them that they actually made it. You can't test the pesticide. They can just use them. They don't have to be approved by the FDA or anything. They made these pesticides. They're like, hey, they work, but like they're not testing any of the side effects. They just can use them, and so like it's like basically they're just throwing Agent Orange everywhere, and they're like, yeah, it's fine.
Jesus.
That's a non-political conspiracy theory that's out there. Whereas
That's
like
not
I
valid.
listen to
I
the
didn't.
opposite kind of podcast. Like one of my favorite podcasts is called Come Town, and it's like these three.
I think we've talked about this before because that sounds very familiar.
Yeah, it's just three comedians, and like they have a very successful podcast. Like Patreon.
hmm
I think they make like $50,000 a month off Patreon. Just that doing this podcast. They put it out once a week. Patreon gets one, so they put out 2 podcasts a week, and it's just them sitting in their living room. Like they don't even introduce the podcast. They don't introduce themselves. They don't say what the podcast is.
They just kind of just like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, and it's just like,
Jesus.
and it's funny because like people are like, this podcast has no structure. Like I don't even know who's talking. There's this one fat guy's just laughing the whole time. Hey, I think I've sent you? Remember? Have I ever sent you? It's like it's on Instagram. It's a fat guy who's pretty much just nude.
Yes.
So he's one of he's one of them, and it's just they just like they basically just like write. They basically do bits for an hour.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and I don't know. I probably have 20 podcasts I cycle through
Oh, okay.
because I have headphones in 7 hours a day
Yep.
because I work by myself pretty much, and I'm an electrician. I just do my job and like I just have headphones in.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, that means, you know.
like a big one. You know who Dr. Drew is?
It sounds familiar.
Dr. Drew. He's like he did so he did this show for a long time called Loveline, where like he's a medical doctor, practicing medical doctor, and people would come in, will call in and ask about like their problems
Mm-hmm.
and like love and life. Like he has this podcast now called Dr. Drew After Dark, which pretty much just him and like his tech guys like laughing about things. Like he gets calls and stuff in, and they watch videos, and they're like I don't know. One thing is like, hey, when I climax with my partner, my ears go numb. What does that mean? And then they just like, and like he actually gives his real medical opinion about it, but they joke about it the whole time.
That's fucking, wow. That's actually really kind of fucking funny.
Because it's like and he might actually run for governor of California.
Oh, shit.
Like he's like a very well known in the medical field even too. Like and then he interviews people like that have weird. I don't know. That's something I love. I don't know. That's like a big one. Hey Babe, you ever heard it? So, did you ever watch Impractical Jokers?
That was the one with the, like, the 4 guys and,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's like a big one I'm on now. It's like Sal from Impractical Jokers and this other comedian, and
Hmm.
it's a clean podcast. There's no swearing.
Oh,
They're basically
that seems
they,
wild.
they identify as 2 straight men who like on the outside, like you're looking at them, they're like, oh, they're 2 gay men that just like giggle the whole time. Like one of them, he's like, it's a comedian called his name's Chris Stefano. He's like, I'm not 100% straight, but I'm not 100% gay either. And that's like their whole bit. I don't know. Workaholics. Do you ever get into Workaholics?
The TV show?
Yeah.
I did for a little bit, but then I think I forgot what happened. Something happened, and then I stopped watching it.
They have a podcast now.
Oh, Jesus.
Everyone has a podcast.
Yeah, I was about to say, everyone in the motherfucking has a podcast these days, it
I
feels
know.
like. And I mean, it's one of those things, it's like, it's, I mean, like, I've been doing this one for fucking 70-odd episodes, and, like, it's still, kind of just fluttering around.
Hey,
But, I mean,
you make it work.
I try.
Try.
No, one of the other ones that I've listened to a couple. There's two. Now that I think about it as well, I've listened to a couple times, not a whole lot of times. Pat McAfee, he was the
Yes.
punter for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yep.
He has one every now and then. I listen to that because it's always
Yep.
interesting. I love seeing
Pat McAfee show.
Yeah, I love seeing the behind the sscenes of like different stuff that's going on there.
Oh,
Like there was one episode that he had where like one of his guests was like, it may have been Adam Schefter or someone like that, but they got like breaking news on his show and like they just left. They sent him a message afterwards. They were like, I gotta go, and like they just left.
that's funny.
And then they sent him a message and he's like, oh, breaking news is about to happen. Like Pat says that on live on his show. He's like, oh, breaking news is about to happen. Like
I really like Pat McAfee.
he is just a genuinely he's just a genuinely good guy, I feel.
It's really funny because of that he started off at Barstool, doing it, and then he left Barstool, and then so are you familiar with Barstool and like the Prez and stuff?
Yeah.
So like Dave Portnoy, like
Hmm.
Pat McAfee's like the only one he has like anything positive to say, and that like he's like I still love Pat when like because Pat like left Barstool and did his own thing, and everyone else he's like that piece of shit. Like the whole what's the fuck his name? He
The comedian
Michael
actor.
Rappaport.
Yeah. Yep. There we go. Rappaport.
Rappaport.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that whole thing. And
Hmm.
then so but like he's like, nope, I love Pat, he's doing his own thing and like I don't think he could have done it here. So um it's so there's actually there's a podcast on Barstool now called Bussin' with the Boys.
Yep. That was the one that I was just about to bring up as well with Taylor Lewan and Will Compton.
Yeah, so I was like, that's
Hmm.
probably one you'd like.
Yep.
I don't
I've
know.
I've watched a couple of them. There was one that he had a jelly roll on, and I watched that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to that one.
Yeah.
He just I listened to him. I listened to that one very rarely, but I listened to it this week because Will actually just got married. So it was basically just Taylor by himself talking about getting fucked up at the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah, there's like because of course I follow Taylor Lewan on Instagram because of course
yeah, so he's a very polarizing figure. So
hmm
like I knew you
but
would know who he was, but it
he's
was like you
he's
either gonna like him or hate him.
oh I love him because
Yeah.
he's one of the I always say whenever I'm talking about football I've always said recently anyway in the last recent history that we're kind of no longer in the age of the legendary tackles. Because for so long we had the
And then
legendary
he
few,
comes
like,
along.
well, we had the few legendary tackles. We had Ogden, we had Walter Jones, we had Orlando Pace, and we had Bryant McKinney. McKinney was like just barely there, but the first three though, like they were, the best all-around offensive tackle, the best pass blocking tackle, the best run blocking tackle. Boom, done.
Yeah.
That's my solid opinion all day, right? And then Bryant McKinney, then we got Joe Thomas, and then it just kind of slowly went away, and now we have guys like fucking. Oh, I feel bad because I can't fucking think of his name. It's been so long since I've actually like had to look at a football, think about football. Quentin
Yeah.
Nelson, Quentin Nelson of the Indianapolis Colts, like
Okay.
arguably one of the best linemen in the game right now, and he's a guard.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is not no one ever talks about a guard.
No, he got picked. He got picked number 6 overall. And when we were doing the mock draft and I was talking about this, I said that I would have taken him at number 1 overall.
Really.
And offensive guard, I would have taken him at number 1 overall. He is just so dominant.
And McKinney, did you say? Not
No,
McKinney.
Quentin Nelson.
Quentin Nelson.
Yep. He's just such a dominant lineman. I mean, he's 6'5", 325. He ran okay, it doesn't have his 40 here. His 20-yard shuttle though was a 4.6, which is fucking wild. He did 35 reps on the bench. His vertical was 26 and a half inches. It's like it just all the numbers that you look at, it's just wow. He has a perfect record for plays and starts at 48. He hasn't missed a single game.
Quentin
Um,
McHale?
No, Quentin Nelson.
Nelson. God.
Yeah. So like here, 2019 season, he appeared and started in all 16 games. He played 1,042 snaps and allowed 0 sacks, committing just 3 penalties.
Oh, he's got a baby face.
In 2020, he again appeared in and started all 16 games for the 3rd year in a row. He played 1,082 snaps, allowed only 1 sack, committed 9 penalties.
Crazy.
It's unreal numbers. Like I said, this is his 4th year. This season, right now, will be his 4th year, and he hasn't missed a game.
Unheard of.
Like
For alignment?
for a lineman to come in as a rookie, start, and then just done.
I know, because like Taylor has had a lot of
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
He's had some,
tore his ACL.
yep. So I mean, and that's the thing.
He
Like, so in 3 seasons, he's allowed 1 sack. I'm pretty sure it says
that's
there.
unheard of.
And, like, it's just
Jesus.
it's yeah. So like I've always talked about how so Lawan is kind of one of those tackles that he has the feel of an old type tackle, but he has the mouth of like the new generation.
Oh, That's good. I feel like they need that.
Well, and that's the
'Cause
thing is like because most of the time linemen are just kind of perceived as like we're the big guys and we just kind of we shut our mouth and we do our work,
be
and like
seen, not heard.
and that is the majority of linemen. That is about a good majority of linemen. That's how it is, but there are those linemen that do run their mouths, and most linemen love those guys because it's like you kind of feel like you need that guy, right?
You're like, please, thank you.
Yeah, right. We like you need that guy that's going to run his mouth and say the shit that everyone else won't. And that's Lawan. You
Yeah,
know, and I
he's up there.
I love it, and especially with
Was it Vrabel?
Vrabel was a linebacker.
No, who's their coach?
Oh, what, in Indianapolis?
No, he
Oh,
Taylor's in
Tennessee. Yeah, no, yeah, that's Vrabel. Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
yeah. So like that's even just like the best place for it,
Hmm.
for to have that kind of coach with that kind of player.
Oh yeah.
Because he's been on the podcast too. I listened to that one. That one.
Um, but like one of the shit. Hold up, my brain just did bork.
Da, 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 da.
Oh, one of the things that he just did recently, college football has now stated that across all divisions, athletes can be paid.
I saw that, and then the first one, it was like was it UCF that player?
Maybe I haven't looked at anything. The main two things that I've seen is Lawan saying, "Okay, lineman who wants to be, who wants to be sponsored,"
Yeah,
which
I guess like
immediately that's like I fucking love it, you know.
yeah.
But then the second one is Reggie Bush saying that I want my Heisman back.
Oh, yeah. They're not going to, but
No,
yeah.
so they aren't answering his phone calls. But you know what the cool thing is that is happening though right now about that?
What's that?
Other Heisman winners and other big name players are saying they need to give Reggie his trophy back. Like there's
Yeah.
actually like the voice of the players is actually coming out and being like, no, this is fucked up. What you're doing right now is fucked up. Give him his trophy back. Like if this is what we're gonna do because he took a quarter, or it wasn't even a quarter, it was like a sixth of what he would have made with this new deal that they just made. It's like, nah, come on, man.
Was it is it just football or is it
Um,
all
I
NCAA?
know it's football. I'm not sure if it's all NCAA because it's one of those things that I feel like it might be all NCAA because I feel like you physically can't do just football because I feel like that goes against like Title IX and a bunch of other stuff. But I feel like football is um the main draw. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Well, yeah. I mean, that and basketball are the
Hmm.
two that would be the biggest benefactors. Because I know California's had it for a couple of years. You were able to in California. I don't know why, but California were able to.
See,
Uh,
I mean, I'm on the side of good Reggie back his trophy. Him.
that's not what I. Oh, I wasn't saying that at all.
Oh
You
no no.
should.
Like my thing is, I guess, is like him getting money off the field didn't make him a better player. Like Reggie was Reggie. He busted his ass to get to to be in that shape that he was in the way that he played. The money aspect of it wasn't helping him play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, give him
No.
back his fucking trophy.
Well, even so, in this most recent podcast, Busting with the Boys, Taylor talked about it, and it was like he's like, dude, scholarships are so stupid
Mm-hmm.
because like they would pay for me to get a bagel, but I couldn't get an everything bagel. I couldn't get an onion bagel. I couldn't get a garlic bagel, and I couldn't get cream cheese. They would only pay for a goddamn plain bagel with nothing on it. Like, what's that? What good is that going to do? I want all the fixins. He didn't say that, but that's what I say.
Yeah.
And
Well,
and it was just
I think about it, 'cause of course we play D3 football, so we kind of, so I have that. 'Cause of course, a lot of people don't know. For D3, you can't get scholarships for sports. It's not a thing.
they found ways to get us merit
Well,
scholarships.
that's the thing, right? So like, you go in and you talk to them, and it's like, hey, have you ever done community service?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I worked at the library for like a summer. Like I wasn't getting paid or anything, and they gave me like 5 scholarships. based off of
Yeah,
that one statement alone. And like they find ways to do it, but it's not a sports scholarship. So if
because I
my grades dropped and I immediately lost all of them after the first semester. I lost every
yeah,
single
because I
scholarship
think
I had.
when I was there, they gave me 20 in
Hmm.
merit scholarships, which is like just a crazy number. I know, like, 'cause
Oh, it
that's
really
like
is. It really is. I mean,
that
but
was like basically a half scholarship that they are like, no, this is all merit based. I worked hard in school and like I did a lot of volunteering, I did a lot of that, but for,
it still
like
seems weird.
I wasn't the best student.
Yeah, right. It's weird when they're like, not only is it just one or two scholarships, and that is like, here are scholarships. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um.
So
Yeah.
they find and it's weird because I work at a college now and like it's weird seeing those because a D2 school and it's weird seeing those scholarships
Hmm.
because they aren't so like where I worked it's the baseball team is the best team
Yeah.
and like those guys are taken care of and it's just kind of weird, kind of like how like the hockey team was taken care of at
Yeah.
school where everyone knew that like
We
yeah they're just
that. Hmm.
yeah everyone just kind of knew they were taken care of.
Well, yeah. When the fucking benefactors come in, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna drop 1.3 billion into the hockey program. It's like,
Yeah.
did they? They said B, right? That was a B, like billion.
Is that how much it was?
Oh, it was a dude. It was some
Oh my,
stupid number.
that's so sad.
It may have been million. I mean, even if it was million, I mean, it's still, it was let's put it like this. It was a lot of money. It was too much money.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well, they had their own weight room. Like, I don't think I had a single class with a hockey player.
I had a couple.
Yeah.
It was one of those things. I mean, it was that thing. Like we were we thought we were the fucking kings of the school. They thought that let's be honest, they were the kings of the school.
They were the kings
Um,
of the school.
but we thought we were the kings of the school, so we kind of stayed away from each other. But there was a couple guys that you could kind of chill with, you know. But I mean, most of the time it was just like you go to the hockey games, go watch the girls' hockey games.
Yeah, girls were untouchable.
Mm-hmm. Super untouchable. Um.
Uh, my roommate slept with a hockey player freshman year.
Mm.
And we're like, oh, good for you. Uh, oh my god. Oh, we bagged on him for so long because he. All right, let me ask you a question. If you're gonna sleep with someone, would you get naked?
I mean, probably.
He left his underwear on and like did it through his underwear, and he's wearing SpongeBob underwear. And he was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I do that all the time. That's like all I do." I'm like, "Wait, what?"
No. Now, when you say SpongeBob underwear, do you mean like his dick was the nose, or like?
Uh, no, not those. No, 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 not those ones. It was just like SpongeBob everywhere, like doing different things, like catching jellyfish, and
That's
like,
fucking weird.
and we're like, "Bro, that's why she doesn't talk to you."
That's why. Yeah, that's why she pity fucked you, and then
Oh my
Oh
god,
god,
that was a flashback to that memory.
that's fucking wild. Oh my god. Yeah, no. So that's kind of the pod. I honestly don't listen to podcasts. Like I said,
Oh my god, you should
I
you should because
I
I don't
throw
know.
I throw them on at work, but like most of the time, if I'm at work, I just listen to music. And it's one of those things where it's like if I'm now at the little command station that I have here, I have either music going or a movie going.
Okay.
It's one of those things like when I listen to podcasts, it's either I want to be kind of like entertained,
Yeah.
or like it's an interesting thing. Like the paleontologist one, I thought was just interesting. So I've always found dinosaurs interesting. Um, but like some of them, it's
Yeah.
just like I just forget to do it, or like I get bored after a little while. That's why I watch the Rogan clips more than like the actual full on podcast.
Do you like? Have you ever listened to like a comedy podcast?
Yeah, I've listened to a couple comedy ones. I'm trying to think of the one the dude that's a comedian and always takes his shirt off.
Bert Kreischer.
Yeah,
Yep. I
I've
listened to. I actually just listened to one of his today.
yeah, I've listened to a couple of his before just because they're fucking hilarious. But I mean, it's just I don't know. I want to get out of the world when I'm not when I'm doing stuff. You know what I mean? Or
See, that's why I like comedy podcasts. They don't almost never talk about current
Mhm.
events. They almost never. It's like nothing about politics. It's all just like the Bert Kreischer one I'm listening to today. People, and if you don't like Bert Kreischer, it's like I completely understand because he's just like a loud drunk asshole.
Mm-hmm.
But I like him. He he's filming. Have you ever seen his machine stand up thing?
I've seen a bunch of his different stand-ups.
So
See,
the
that's the thing
one
is
that
like I won't listen to podcasts, but I'll listen to fucking stand-ups all day.
so if you haven't listened to it or watched it, it's this story because did you ever see Van Wilder?
Yeah. No, of
So
course
Van
I've never
Wilder is
seen
based
Van
on
Wilder.
what?
What? Of course I've seen Van Wilder.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Who hasn't seen Van Wilder?
It's based on Bert Kreischer.
Ah, I didn't know
So
that.
like Bert Kreischer went to Florida State and was there for 7 years, and like Rolling Stones magazine had like gone to that school to like look at it as a party school, and then they met Bert Kreischer and just wrote about him instead.
Hmm.
And he was there for 7 years. I think he graduated, and he just was like just the party guy, kind of like how Van Wilder is. So they did a whole thing about him. So his senior year of college, he minored in Russian, but like basically just was like, please pass me. And like they're like, if in order for you to pass this class, you have to go on this exchange trip to Russia. So he did, and it's about how he like befriended the Russian mob in Russia, and just was like a drunk asshole. And it's like this whole story. And it's like 8 minutes long. You should watch it.
Damn, sounds like I
And
should watch it. Jesus.
so like he right now is currently filming a movie in Russia about like in current time. It's about him going back there and like
Huh.
running into the Russian mob again with his dad. And his dad is played by Mark Hamill. And
Oh
so
boy.
that he's currently filming that right now. And that's what I like. That's how I escape.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to these podcasts of like these people like it's like because it's nothing about like what's going on now. They don't talk about COVID. They don't talk about politics.
Mm.
I don't know. They talk about like
Well, kind of a nice little sly way to move into the mental health part. But I don't know if it's just me or not. But does it seem like trying to um, kind of escape? Does it seem like it's getting harder, or is that
not for
just
me.
no? Okay, maybe it's just
I no okay. Well, I don't mean to be so dismissive. That's I think for the first time. Oh fuck. My phone. I thought I was gonna call. I think for the first time, uh, everyone's going through this,
mm-hmm.
and not just. I think for the first time, people, I think, like on a whole, everyone kind of uses things to like not think about other things,
Yeah.
and I think for the first time, people are like having a hard time. Like, I don't know, it's hard.
Yeah, it's one of those things like especially for me like I'm finding it there are times when it is more and more difficult to kind of escape and I've honestly like it's a terrible way to fucking do it but I've honestly just been like get into a weird situation, weird mood, something hits me wrong and it's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go take a nap.
It's no, that's depression naps.
Yeah, that's like literally that's where I'm in and that's where I'm at. It's just like
Uh,
I'm just so it's just like
it's a short-term fix because like usually in that time it gives you perspective on things and you can get over it or you can deal with it. But you can't it's not the only thing you can use
yeah.
and then you feel like shit after because
Oh yeah,
usually because those
it's
depression naps, they're not like 20-minute naps.
no yeah no these are like two an hour and a half to like 3 hours. Like
Exactly. So like those
yeah,
aren't
those are
oh,
mini sleeps.
yeah, those are you're going to sleep for a little bit.
Um,
Um I have those when it's really hot. I think well, on Monday, I think I went to bed at like 7.
mm-hmm.
I literally got this week was so long. I literally got a heat rash on my leg
Oh,
because I think I walked 15 miles on Monday at work, and then Monday, I was in a dorm and it was 99 outside and humid, and the dorms are on AC. I was like on the fifth floor most of the day, and it was just I went to sleep at 7. But so I don't know. I think a lot of people, it's just you can't escape it, man. Well, things are getting back to normal, especially you live up in the North Country. They're like, I'm fucking wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
so
would say this. It was kind of weird. I went to, like I said, I went to kind of the bigger town in the next state over to me. This one of the closest towns, and it's weird walking around Walmart, Staples, and everything, and just seeing how many people weren't wearing masks. I was wearing one. I just have one of the
oh
little.
really?
I have one of the little neck gaiters,
Yes.
so it's just really nice and easy. I just up.
Yeah. I don't like
Um,
what it does to my beard.
I don't either, but it's one of those things where I'm ugly, so it kind of covers half my face, so I'm
That's
okay
not
with
funny.
it.
Hey, don't make me laugh at that.
But no, I mean,
No,
like,
man.
I've noticed recently it's been a little bit on and off recently. It's been a little bit harder to kind of get out of the kind of like your own mind sort of thing. I've been getting very overwhelmed with stuff. One of my friends, she's told me multiple times I need to find something to ground myself, and I have yet to find it. I thought I found one or two things, and it didn't work after a little bit. It just made it worse.
How would one ground themselves?
Um,
Like out of curiosity.
so,
I'm like,
so
how do you respond to that?
well, that was the thing. Is like I was kind of like, well, what do you mean? And like, so like she was like, sometimes it's literally just like stopping, thinking, breathing. Think about what's going on. Think about this and that. Know that this is a situation. Is this a situation you can control, or is this just something that's happening that you have no control over, and you are putting your typical kind of the way that you are about needing not needing control, but like that sort of thing, right?
You still been
Um,
working out, right?
Oh yeah, yesterday and today are the only days that I haven't.
Okay.
I was supposed to do yoga yesterday, and I didn't do it because I was rearranging my entire apartment. So I considered that kind of working out.
That
Um,
replaces it. It replaces it. You're not like sitting around. You're doing something.
and then today I was gonna do it, and I went and took a depression nap. So,
It's the
um,
4th of July, brother. You gotta celebrate.
yeah,
It's just excuses.
yeah, um, yeah. So that was that. So, but yeah, no, so like that was one thing that she said. Like one of it can be like a song where like you put it on, you fucking kind of close eyes, stop everything, and you just kind of you listen to it, let it take it over. You ground yourself, kind of stop thinking about it, just think about the song. Like there's all sorts of different things like that. Like some people have like an object,
Mm-hmm.
it's something to kind of take you from your brain being overwhelmed and everything kind of being too much, or you being in a weird place, you're overthinking something, to concentrating on one very unique thing and just
Yeah.
putting a lot of concentration into it so that it kind of everything quiets down, like that sort
Okay.
of thing. That's the way that she explained it to me. Is that how it is? Really, I have no fucking clue. That's how she explained it to me
That's
anyway.
a good goal.
But
That's a good goal.
I mean, it
Yeah.
made sense. But like no, I mean like this last week work was a bitch. I've been dealing with some stuff just in my own head anyway. Um,
Hugs.
Hugs. But I mean one of the things I've been, and of course it's one of those things where the two things I always kind of say to people, is that I take everything serious. That, or not serious. I take everything kind of heart and everything serious to an extent, right?
I've noticed that sometimes you make a joke and it's not even a mean joke. You'll go, bro, come on.
hmm it's just I take everything personal. I always have.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things. So like there's some times where, especially in the way the world is moving towards kind of more online talk, or just kind of the way people act towards each other, a lot of that shit hits me different and hits me wrong.
Mhm.
Like I'm, and also the fact that I'm fucking 32, so I'm the old man out of the majority of people and groups that I'm in, right?
Yeah, I'm turning 30 in a couple months.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah, it's fun.
I went to a wedding uh a few weeks ago with
Mhm.
like some friends, and like someone was saying something, and like she was like 25, and she was like saying something, and I was like, oh man, I'm like, you guys are fucking young. Like
Mm-hmm.
she's like was about to turn 25. And I was like, oh my God, like because my good friend, like one of my best friends, was getting married. He's about to turn 20. I mean, he's 26. Let's just say he's 26,
Okay.
and about to turn 27 this year. Um, but I was like, man, I'm 29. I'm like, it's not. I have no. I have friends of all ages, but I was just like, I'm the old one here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's just you have different perspectives.
It's a weird. It's a weird. Kind of. I just realized that I forgot to keep editing something. Um. Now that I have my laptop over here, I'm able to do editing while I'm streaming and everything, and I don't have to worry about my stream fucking up.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
My my on the outside looking at you and you getting stuck in your you feel like you can't get out of it, can't get away. I feel I feel like everything you're doing is great. Like you're keeping yourself busy, but sometimes I think you create this bubble
Oh, 100%.
and
So there's actually been a quote recently that surprisingly enough I found it on the sad side of TikTok,
sad
um
talk.
the sad talks, and let me see if I can.
I love TikTok. I'm glad that you've come around on it.
Let's see here.
I don't know. I'm just lately I just keep doing weird things to like keep me. I started skateboarding again.
Here it
I
is.
s- okay.
Oh, sorry to cut you off. Go
Oh,
ahead.
you do your thing. Oh, I don't know. I started skateboarding again. I
That's
work
awesome.
out. I play a lot of disc golf. I'm playing disc golf with Gaffney.
Mm-hmm.
I go hiking. Uh, I haven't really been playing much of anything recently. I haven't been streaming. I
I know the
I'm
boys
go.
ask about you every now and then.
Oh, hey, I'll drop in. And if you ever guys ever want to play anything, let me know. You got my phone?
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, you don't have my phone. You got a way to reach me.
yeah, I always reach you.
Um, I'm going to Acadia National
Nice,
Park next weekend
nice.
by myself, just because I want to go away.
Just because you want to, cool.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just trying. I lived so long in like such a sad place that like now I'm just like I just want to do whatever the fuck I want. Also, it's easier when you're single and you don't have kids. But
Mm-hmm.
like I'm just like I'm literally I'm going. Um, I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, and I'm going Thursday night up to Acadia. It's 4 hours away. I'm just gonna go hiking. I'm gonna go swim in the ocean.
Nice. I mean, that sounds fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, so it's just like, and I wanted to go by myself. Like I just was like, I might meet a girl up there that I know.
Oh, there we go.
From
See,
here. She just happened.
I'm so fed up with the myself thing. But at the same time, it's one of those things where even when I'm around people or in big groups of people or hanging out with people, most of the time I still feel alone. It's that weird. I mean, that weird alone loneliness. I don't even know how to fucking explain it. Like, I can be in a room full of fucking people and still feel like I'm just there by myself.
Mhm.
Like, you
You're just
know.
in your head.
So I found the quote. It's Alan Watts, and it says, "A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusion." And that quote has never fucking hit like the
Say it again one more time. I'm sorry.
a person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusion.
True.
So that is the first time I heard that. Of course, it's got the fucking the music behind it. It's got a better voice than me fucking saying it. As soon as it finished, you know that like the emptiness feeling that like right in the middle of your chest. Boom! That's what hit me
Hmm.
immediately. And I was just like, I've never like looked back since then with this quote. I see it fucking all over the place now almost. It's such a because it makes me think because it's one of those things. I am a big overthinker,
Yeah.
A big overthinker. Like and it's been one of those things. Like I've always been like that,
Yep.
but it's because people, the way we are fascinates me
Mm.
because everyone has certain things they do, and they don't know they do, but everyone has certain things they do. It can be little things. It can be things people don't even know. For a long time, I used to say, at the end of every sentence, or
Yeah.
almost every sentence. I had no clue I did it until someone told me, and then when you find out that you do it, but like that's a little tell. Or like when you send a message to someone, if you send a very certain thing right every single time, like let's say you say like hi, but you do it with like three eyes, right?
Hey.
After a while, if you get one that just says a hi,
You're like, what happened? What
exactly
happened
right.
to what happened to us?
But so that though, I take that and I just constantly like it doesn't go away, which is terrible for someone that's up almost 20 hours every day.
I
Um,
I'm not much different, man. I've kind of so there's a show called Ted Lasso. I've told you to
mm-hmm.
watch it.
Yep.
There was something in it that's like he goes off about like there's this player from Nigeria. He's very good, but he doesn't have any confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And so Coach Lasso pulls him aside and he's like, you know what he's something like, you know what the smartest animal in the animal kingdom is? He's like, I don't know. He's like, it's a goldfish. They have a 10-second memory. So be a goldfish. So like I kind of took that to heart because I'm the same way. I overthink things. I perseverate on things. I come up with
Mm-hmm.
like endless turnouts, endless like this is what I'm going to say, this is what I'm going to do.
This is
This
what
is
this could happen. If this happens, then I'm going to
yeah,
do this.
exactly.
If
So
this happens,
I
then I'll
go on
do
endless
this.
things.
And
Yeah. So I've come to the really point where like I just try to it's also like the ignorance is bliss thing. I just try not act dumb. I just try to like hey, like it's all good. I like and it also goes along with that thing like it's if it doesn't matter in 5 minutes, it doesn't matter. So if
well, that
it's
so
there,
that's another one that
I don't
it,
know the exact. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know the exact quote.
yeah, that's a quote as well that I'm thinking of. Um, I can't fucking think of it. Keep going.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've just been very like. I've just like I let things rip off me. I just recently. So it's we talked about it last time how when I left school,
Mm.
people didn't really understand. Like I
Yep.
didn't really, especially at that time, and like it kind of was like a lot to unpack. And like I think you understand now, and I think you're kind of like you get it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh yeah.
a lot of people didn't. And then like I learned just a couple weeks ago that like a person who I considered like a close friend of mine was like talking shit about me and like making fun of me after I left. And
Jesus.
I just was like, eh,
Well,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
moved on. And
afterwards, let me know who that is because I'm intrigued now.
what's up?
I said afterwards. After this, let me know who it is.
Oh, it's all good.
So no,
It's not anyone you
no
think it
beat the
is.
shit out of him.
It's yeah,
Well, no,
yeah.
so like
And so
so on that though, this one, if your absence doesn't affect them, your presence never mattered.
good one.
That has hit recently because I've gone through a really weird phase, probably within the last month and a half,
Mhm.
where I feel, and it's just me, I feel like I'm always the second option. I'm never anyone's first option. I'm never the person that someone's like, hey, I'm gonna, I'm gonna message, I'm gonna message him. I rarely
Yeah.
get fucking messages first. If I mean, today I've messaged a couple people. I mean, most of them, it's, I think almost all of them I've messaged first. But like, if I just leave my phone alone and I don't fucking message anyone, I think there's gonna be maybe two people that will message me.
Yeah, I'll send you a TikTok.
But like, so there's that, but then also there's like certain people that like I consider them really good friends, and like they say that they appreciate me or that they consider
Yeah.
me a really good friend, but yet I never fucking hear from them, or
Again, that goes with the overthink, because like some
of
people may
course.
feel that way about you, but like also like they don't have the same needs that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I yesterday I went and saw a close friend of mine who I don't see him. Well, actually, the last few months I worked out with him a few days a week, but he just had a kid
Okay.
2 weeks ago. So like that was like the build up to that, and he had his kid, and like so like that's all he's been doing. He goes and he works during the week. He goes to work and comes home and takes care of his son. Like,
Yeah.
and I saw him yesterday, and he's just is like so wiped. And but he is not someone that like he could just never he could just like not talk to anyone for the rest of his life, and he would be fine.
Yeah. Like my
People,
like I just it's and like I said, it comes with the I take things person like I take things too personal,
yeah.
and I hold myself to a high standard, which unfortunately means I kind of hold other people to a high standard too.
Mhm.
So it's one of those things where like when people are when I talk to someone and it's like it's like, oh yeah, we haven't talked in a while, this and that, and it's one of those things where it's like I stream every day, you can stop by, say hi. Oh well, I'm really busy, but it's one of those things where I'm streaming, but they don't say hi to me, but yet they're constantly talking in other people's chats,
Yeah.
but they can't come say hi to me once. But then on the same side of this, though, on the flip side, they'll also come to me and ask me to be in their stream.
Hey, streaming is a
Well,
weird
that's
world.
and that kind of what goes into the whole second, the like I feeling like the second option to to basically everyone.
Yeah.
I've never like there's been a few times where I've felt like to this person at a certain moment or time, I was the option. I was it's like boom, I'm talking to them, and I don't mean it as in like like fucking romantic. I don't mean it as in anything like that. I just mean like it's like at that moment it's like one two like that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
And it just seems like more and more these days it's like I feel like I'm not even in like top 3 top 5 that sort of thing. Meanwhile all these people for me like I'm trying to it's one of those things it's not hard to say hi to people, send them a
Yeah.
message, hey, hope you're having a good day. It's not a fucking tough thing to do. It literally takes like less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
For the and for the people that are like, oh, it's like, oh, I'm always so busy. You're too busy to send a hi, how you doing? Hope you're okay. What, this funny thing that happened made me think of you, or you're too busy to even send a message like that, a 30-second message.
Yeah, it's hard because so friends come and go, but like at the same time, you have like a really good group of core friends. You have John, you have
Mm-hmm.
Fed, you have Scratchy,
Oh yeah,
you
I mean,
have
it's
Jay Brown. You have like these
mm-hmm.
people that are like a big part of your life. But like not every friend is gonna come and go. And I'm not trying to be
Oh yeah, no,
preachy.
no, of course, yeah, I know.
Like, cause I mean, like I've had friends who I mean, like a couple years ago, like I had these dudes that I worked with every day for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
We used to go out for a beer every Wednesday, this and that, and like I considered them good friends. And
Yeah.
then one got a job in at a different place, like doing a very different. He had like we were doing landscaping. And he got a job doing at Fidelity,
Yeah.
and then another one moved to South Carolina, and I've never like I tried to reach out, and then they just was like whatever, and I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. Like there are a ton of people, and then like sometimes it will click, sometimes it won't. Like I have throughout this whole thing online, meeting people online, doing the streaming thing, since I've stopped. Um, I've only like I don't count you because I already knew you, but I like two of them are like the only people I've really talked to since, and like
Mm-hmm.
that's it is what it is. Like, I'm happy. Like I have two. I like consider them brothers. I talk to them every day. I'm like they've been texting me this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was in Nashville. One of them was in Arizona. Like one of them, he just bought a house, and he has an outside fan with a mister on because it's
Yeah.
fucking Arizona and it's 110 degrees, and we're just roasting him because it like the old fan melted, like literally the fan
Like
blades
it
are like
actually like melted.
they like the fan blades are like drooping down. It looks like like a comic book, like if they were like rubber, and like
What?
we've just been. He's like it's not that bad here, and we're like, dude, your fucking ceiling fan melted. So like you have like you'll meet people in your life. People will come and go.
Oh yeah,
Who cares? Like
it's
it's
like
nice. It's nice in the moment. Be happy with it. Be happy for what it was. But then like fucking, I have like these friends that like I'm going to Arizona in October. I'm going back to Nashville in September.
mhm.
Like I have family. Like it is what it is. People come and go.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's been hit, like I said, it's been hitting in a weird way, and it's just it's
I
you
don't
know
know.
it's well, it's one of those things where like especially because like yes, I do have the guys right, um, but it's one of those things though where like at the end of the day, it's like Josh has got his old lady, Fedge has got his old
Yeah.
lady and his kids, Rob's got his old lady and his dogs, John's got his old lady and his girl, so it's like at the end of the day they're doing their things with their respectives, right?
Yeah.
And now, of course, I'm never gonna hate it because I love every fucking one of them, right? So, and it's one of those things though where it's like at the end of the day, it's like it's that thing like it's like
Yeah.
I look around and it's me, and it's just
Hey, well, it's look
you
at it
know
like this. Like we don't talk every day, you and I.
yeah.
But like, if you ever have I ever not answered you?
Oh, of course
Have
not.
I like
But
we
it's like, but then this goes back to the one of the things that we've talked about before, where I feel like a nuisance or an annoyance, or even
no
if this thing, even if you tell me no,
yeah
I'm still gonna think it.
no. Have you ever thought that with me?
Yes, I think
Oh, really?
I've literally thought that with every single person I know. It's not
Okay.
just you; it's literally every single person. Because no matter what, like from previous experiences and the shit that has been said to me,
Yeah.
I have been
All right.
it's
Here's one that will make you feel better.
mhm.
Here's one I did.
Okay.
I saw that you were in the area visiting Scratchy,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh man, he could have hit me up. And then I was like, whatever, it's fine. They're doing their own thing.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. When I went down for that, I mean, I can tell you a little bit about that
No,
off
and
stream.
I didn't say
Well,
that
no,
to make
yeah.
you feel
Well,
bad.
yeah, no, of
I
course
just
not.
want you to know that. I was just like, yeah, he's doing his own thing.
Well,
And I like
so
had a quarter second where I was like, oh, he could have hit me up, but then I'm like, nah, he's doing his own thing.
like we were when I was heading down. Of course, I was snapping it right, and just kind of
Yeah.
and Zuti's down there as well, and Zuti's a part of that
Yeah.
group, and I completely forgot to tell him, just because it
Oh,
was
that's even worse than me.
I like
I'm busting your balls. I'm
oh, of
busting your
course,
balls.
but like it was one of those things. Like I was just it's one of those things. I don't normally I don't get out and do stuff. So like when I was
Oh, I
when
know.
when it was hey hey let's come down for the weekend. I was like yeah fuck it, why not, like I was in just kind of the similar fucking place that I am now, maybe a little bit worse. I was like yeah fuck it, why not.
That's
um
good.
but like I said though,
Good you want to
I'll
do that.
tell you a little bit about that after the podcast. So it's not
Hey,
for
you know
it's
I'm just
not
kidding,
for
right? Like I'm not
yeah
like
I
that
know I
wasn't
know.
okay. No, no, no. That was like I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, I got you. But yeah, no, I'll tell you something afterwards. That kind of
Okay.
hit as well. With that, but yeah, no. So it was one of those like it's that feeling that I've been having where it's just like it's like I know people that are like it's like I like to be alone. I like my
Yeah.
alone, like that sort of thing. I'm I
You don't like to be
it's
alone. I'll call you out on it right now. You
oh I
fucking
don't.
don't like being.
I absolutely fucking hate it. But the problem
Yeah.
is though is that I hate to be alone, but I also hate to be a nuisance and talk and like try to be around people.
Yeah.
I can't I can't do it. I like I like it's like the only reason why I play games every single morning with Rob and Jeff is because they're online, and that's just like they're there and they just join me.
Yeah. Because they're your friends. They're your like
Well,
they're like
it's
not
like
just your friends. They're like your that's like your family.
well, yeah, but it's again like for instance, Jackson. Me and Jackson have been playing Sea of Thieves like for the last 3 weeks, almost every Tuesday, right?
Oh no shit. Okay.
Yeah. Um.
Pirate Legend yet?
I mean, I got a dress on. Um.
Okay.
But so
Pirate Queen.
but like so but she asked me to play every time. You know, because it's hard, like I can't. You know, it's weird for me to ask people. Like I'm trying to I'm talking to someone today. Zeus Wood, he's another streamer. Um, I saw him playing For Honor, right? And
Great game.
I've liked the idea of streaming games with other streamers to see if I can, like if I put a video up, doing a one-off video, but doing it so like I can get some like hopefully I can get some views from it, and I can also get them some views from it.
Yep. It's what you've been doing.
And I've been trying to do it a little bit more and more and more. And I'll tell you what, man, like, and it's nothing against Zeus because I fucking love Zeus to death, but it has been a nightmare setting it up because of me,
Yeah.
because of the way that I am. And it's so difficult, and it's like even with people who like I consider like my best friend right now, like it's
Yeah.
hard like being like, hey, do you want to do this?
Don't.
You know, so it's like I said, a lot of a lot of this stuff is just so fucking made, right?
You just gotta it. All right. You gotta start liking yourself.
I have, and that's the problem is that I have.
I'm not trying to diagnose you.
Oh no, no, no. I mean, no, no. I mean, you're 100% right because I mean, I've been told this by other people. And I mean, it was true. I mean, of course, you saw me back in college.
Yeah.
If you saw that me and then saw this me now, you would think it'd be two fucking different people, wouldn't you?
Likewise, bro. Like you say the same thing about me.
Right? Like it's just
Is
it's so like I don't know, and see this is the problem is that I don't know how to get back to that me.
Yeah. Honestly, just don't think about it. I know it's just don't. Have you ever tried to be happy? Just,
I had someone tell me that recently, and luckily it's a person I'm not a huge fan of.
yeah.
So they said
Clearly,
something like
this is
that.
all jokes.
Yeah, they said it and it wasn't a joke. They're like, well, have you just tried to like not be sad or not be depressed or something like that? And like I said, not a huge fan of them, so of course I'm not gonna respond the way I would with friends. And I kind of just straight up said, have you ever tried to not be a cunt?
Yeah. I don't know. It takes a long time.
It's
You just gotta not focus on it because like I wouldn't say like I'm perfect, but even like so like my friend. Okay, I'll go back to long story.
Yeah.
Yesterday I went like I said I went to go see my buddy and his new baby.
Mhm.
I was like, I'm coming over this weekend. I'm meeting your boy. And he's like, okay. I invited myself over. I'm like, I'm seeing your boy.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And even he's been like the last like last few months. He's like, dude, you've changed. I'm like, thanks, man. And like in a good way.
Yeah.
He's like, you just gotta. It doesn't come overnight. Doesn't come right away. But you just gotta like learn to be happy with who you are because who you are is all you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the working out and everything it's helping to an extent. I mean,
Does it help your sex drive?
I can't tell you the last time I fucking did anything, dude. Like
Well, no. Does it like when I started working out? I just was like hard all the time. Like, it just went from like being like whatever to being like, oh man, I'm good to go. There's nothing's happening, but like I'm like good to go.
right, I like barely remember what happened this morning. So I mean, like
Okay,
like
goldfish.
oh, I mean, it's one of those things. Like you said that, and it's fucking hilarious because like I have goldfish moments. I don't mean to have goldfish moments, but I fucking have them more than I want to say I do.
I'm very open with my sexuality.
Oh, I know you are. But I mean, like, just for me in general, though, like, I've just,
Yeah.
like, I mean, if you've heard it a couple times in the podcast, like, I just fucking, I start saying something, and then I'm like,
What happened? But so like, you knew me my freshman year, and you're like, am I the same? Am I that same person?
To
Did you ever hear?
to an extent, but I mean, it's not.
Yeah,
Like, yes
you
and
heard
no.
me,
Yes and no.
Yeah,
You
well,
still, you're
at my
still,
core.
you're still, it's just that now that I know you a little bit more personally,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm not like the quiet person in the corner of the room anymore because
Mhm.
that's who I was.
Yeah, I mean, and even then, I kind of knew you a little bit more as being a little bit more vibrant and open, and
Yeah.
um, so I mean, but I mean, I just like it's one of those things. Like I like you said, I need to just get back to liking myself. But the problem is though,
It's not easy. It's
it
not.
really isn't. It's honestly the hardest thing. Like if and it's one of those things that, especially with the way people are today, with just being so easy to say negative, hurtful shit, and just not give a fuck about doing it, right? Um, someone like me, who like like I said, take everything to fucking heart. Sometimes that shit, like it stays,
Yeah.
and it doesn't go away. It's one of those things.
Goldfish.
It's always there. Well, that's the
But
thing. I'm a big like almost I don't forget, but I also don't forgive.
Mhm.
You know, so like there's been some stuff that's happened. Where it's like someone said something, and it's like I fucking remember that you said that, and I hope
Hey,
that.
your arms look good right now, brother.
Thank you.
I'm looking
That's
over at you. I'm like, you're looking good.
that's because all I do is fucking arms. So I mean,
Hey, well, thighs all day, baby.
yeah.
No, but like I
So I
can look
did.
at you now, and I'm already seeing a difference, and like that's good.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But no,
Yeah,
I mean,
go
like
ahead.
it's
Sorry.
like it's like I don't know. I don't know. I
You just
it
gotta
it's
again.
the thing. It's like I like even just me trying to verbalize all of this. It's just such a fucking tough thing for me because like as I'm saying it in my own head right now, I'm sitting there and like literally all I'm hearing in my head right now is you sound fucking stupid. You sound like an idiot. Just shut the fuck up. Nobody gives a fuck what you have to say. Just stop. That's all I'm hearing right now in my own
Make
head.
that. Yeah, no one gives a fuck.
You
But who
know.
cares? It's what you do. It's I don't know. Like, just be happy with what you do. And it's not okay. Again, it's like that's simplifying it way too much. But like, it's just you, I can't
Well, of course.
have a
I
fix
mean,
for you. But
of
like
course. I
like
mean,
you just it's again it's I've I look at my broken brain like a drug addict,
mhm.
where it's like I'm never not going to be a broken person, but I just try to be the best version of that broken person possible.
Well,
There are
that's the
days
thing is
that like
I kind of I said with the best person you can. Now, of course, I've always said the only two things that I like about myself. Only literally, as of right this moment, only two things I like
yeah,
about myself is that I'm gonna try my best,
yep.
and that I have hope. I'm
That's not no things.
big fucking hope guy here.
Yep.
Big hope, big blue lantern. Um, you know, but it's one of those things though where like there are days when like it's like like for instance, I recently just played The Sims 4 with the Void Girls. So
Depressing.
the Void Girls are. Do you say depressing?
Yeah.
So the Void Girls are
Sorry. Sorry.
is
Guys, yeah.
Witches Brewed by Meg, Danny Starship, and Jackson Atlas. Three girl streamers. They're all a part of the Void community. Um, every Thursday they do like random challenges in The Sims, and then they let the chat pick, and they pick the winner of it.
Let's
So
kill her. Kill your whole family.
right, well, like so my thing like was like I saw that and I was like that's fucking it's cool watching them play it was cool because of course they were talking shit to each other and everything. So I just asked him one day I was like can I join one weekend and just or one day and just kind of make a YouTube video out of this like are y'all alright with that like and they were like yeah of course. So I did that and I've been uploading the videos for it, right? But because of the way that I am, I hate the content that I put up. They fucking like it. They think it's great. But the video that I did, right? So it's from my stream. So I'm watching, like for instance, I'm watching Danny revealing and showing the house that she built. Okay? She's in Discord with me.
Yeah.
But I'm watching her stream. So the voice and the picture of her moving her mouth on her stream are off. And unless I had some super software where I could fucking adjust those things, the voices are just off.
Yeah.
And I hate it. But there's nothing I can do because I don't know how to.
Yeah. Just go back to Mixer.
Right?
Mixer was great.
Like, so it's one of those things where, um, like, it's just some of the content that I put up, I don't like myself, because it's like I think it's not good.
It's such like a strange, like, lane to be in, that you're like a content producer and you're like, I don't really like myself, but I'm gonna produce all this content.
Well, that's the
So
thing.
like,
Is
it's, you have to like yourself to an extent, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying like it's silly. I'm like, you have to like yourself to an extent.
I mean,
You have to.
I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Well, because why do you do what you do?
Because I want to help other people. I mean,
No,
look,
why do you do what you do?
I mean, seriously. I mean, like I've said it before. Like I don't give a fuck about me. I care about other people more than I care about myself. I mean, and of course, I know almost everybody fucking says it. But like, if I were to ever win the lottery, it's like first I'm helping the parents, then I'm hoping the circle, and then if there's anything after those two things, then I'll do something for myself, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
I'm putting myself at last after even helping my circle.
So why'd you start streaming? Because that you go in with not helping anyone because you don't really know anyone.
Well, so I started streaming when I thought I was going to get fired from coaching. There was a lot
Okay.
of verbal kind of noise about it, and one of the kids that I'd coached, me and him grew a good connection, and so we started playing some games after he graduated. We started playing games together, and there was one day when he was just like, if you're playing games every single day and you have a you have a gaming laptop, why not just stream to Twitch and see if you can make some money off of it?
Yeah.
So that's how it started, right? So I just kind of started, my original streams was like 7 hours of me playing Capture the Flag Overwatch. Like,
Nothing wrong with that.
it was nothing that anyone wanted to watch. Like, I didn't even fucking want to watch it. But like as it went on though, more and more, I like I said, I've always kind of felt out of place with every group, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I kind of feel like I'm the third wheel. I'm kind of the outcast, like that sort of thing. And like you and me have said during this, a couple times, the whole broken, and just kind of
Don't take that to heart. 'Cause
well, no. But like
that's how I justify it to myself.
well, no, that's I've always thought that. But like I wanted to make a place for the people like that could come to kind of escape.
Yeah.
And that's why I started making the content more than anything, was just because, if I can upload a video, like there's one video that I have, let me find it real quick. Like it's easily the best comment I've ever gotten before. I may have told you this one before as well. Wow, was it that long ago? Holy shit, this was a long time ago. Right here. So it was the Apex Legends The Old Ways event, right? So they did... Nope, wrong one. Hold up. Even I'm clicking the wrong fucking thing. So it was the Stories from the Outlands, okay? So they did Stories from the Outlands on Bloodhound. And as you know, Bloodhound is non-binary, right?
Yeah.
So like I did a reaction to it, to the video, and as I was doing the reaction, I was also talking about it, and I would catch myself saying he when I knew I shouldn't, because they're non-binary, and that was kind of from the very beginning that was stated.
Yep.
So I needed to say they them. So like I would catch myself saying it and like apologize, like basically while looking at the camera, just apologize because like I fucked up, sorry, they that they. And like this person, this was the comment, was awesome reaction as a non-binary person who finds a lot of comfort in having a badass non-binary hunter character in a game I love. Thank you for trying to stick to they them for Bloodhound. It's been hard to enjoy reactions to the lore while others insist on misgendering them, so I found your reaction. I loved it. And that was just kind of like reading that as a comment was like kind of, like it's like I made someone's day. And that's all I've ever wanted to do with this content is like, if someone's having a bad day and they just kind of want to fucking find a way to kind of escape, you know, maybe they fall along and they find my fucking Apex Legends duos video where me and Jeff fucking escape all the odds and then I die to the storm at the end of the game. Like, maybe it's that, maybe it's, people want to see my reactions to The Wolf Among Us. Maybe people want to see my reaction to something. Maybe someone wants to see an unboxing or, like maybe one of these things, helps someone at some point. And that was my big thing. So, like, I don't like my content.
Like that about yourself.
Like, I don't like my content because it's not to the level that I think it should be at.
Yeah.
Because I'm a fucking perfectionist to an extent, and I know it should be here, but it isn't fucking here, so it pisses me off, so I hate it. And that's literally that's my concept and the way that my brain puts it through.
Yeah, but that's also like you shouldn't be like in a way like you can be happy with something, but you shouldn't like just be complacent with it.
There's some that's kind of that was one of the things as well that I've heard recently, right, is the people that are complacent. People are kind of scared of people that are complacent. Right?
You are?
No, just people in general. Right? Because, like for instance, right? I don't have any friends that live anywhere really close to me. I mean, yes, Rob is 2 hours away or whatever. I don't consider that close. I'm just talking close within like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's hard to get there.
I don't really have any close friends within 30 minutes of me.
Mm-hmm.
I work a job that I fucking hate. I'm in a town that I don't like. I'm in an apartment that is too small. There's not a whole lot of positives here, right?
Yeah.
But I have enough food to pay my rent. I have enough money to pay my rent. I have food. I just bought a fucking brand new gaming setup, right? Like, I'm content. And there's people that would, be like, oh, well, you shouldn't be content. You should strive to, be happy and this and that. What's wrong with being content? Like, I may not be the happiest.
But you're not content.
But think about it though. Am I not though? Like I just said, I have a roof over my head.
Yeah.
I have food. So, I do have, friends that I can talk to, other people.
Yeah, that's right, me.
Right? But so what's wrong with being content?
There's like
it's a weird thing, right? Like it's like it was one of those things I heard on TikTok and it kind of
you do want more. That's not completely being content. Like you want more.
Well, I mean, yes, but like it's one of those things though where it's like, but
you're not sitting there and going, I've made it. Like you're not doing that. Are you?
Right, hold on a second. Doing what?
Okay, I was like, the silence is killing me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Have you ever? Okay, so I know, like, you have friends that like have their life.
Mm-hmm.
They have their life with like a significant other, and kids or whatever. Like, have you ever thought about like moving closer to them? I know you love your dad. I don't. Do you have a mom?
Yeah.
Okay, you love your mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I know.
I normally talk about my old man more than I do my mom.
Yeah, that's the only reason I was like,
yeah.
That's them, but like, so like, have you ever thought about like moving closer to one of them?
I mean, I have, but like, it's one of those things though. At the same time, where it's like, of course I have, but okay. So the job that I have, I'm salary now.
Yeah.
So I'd be losing that.
Yep.
So there's the uncertainty of having a job, or getting a job, or holding a job, or that sort of thing. My apartment.
What you go to school for?
Sports, health science.
Yeah. Health science.
Yeah. My apartment is stupid cheap.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking stupid cheap.
You've mentioned that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
you live right next to.
I live right next to my work. So it's one of those things where it's like that's the kind of the content thing is that like it's like
yep.
like could I do all these things? Yes. But like everyone always talks about oh, there's the positives. I'd be closer to these people. I'd be happier. I'd be this that. And it's like I understand that. I'm not trying to be a pessimist, but like, what about the stuff that I'm losing? Right? Because like I said, like okay, now I got to find a brand new place. Is the brand new place that I'm going to be the same amount or less? Probably not. So there's already a problem because now I'm going to have to pay more money. I'm going to have to go to a brand new job, which means I'm not going to make as much money as I do while I'm on salary. So there's another new problem. No.
You might.
No, because I'm not going.
Jobs are paying more now.
Yeah, but I'm not going into the health science field.
Well, no, anything,
But still, I mean, like I'm telling you right now, starting off, I'm not making more than I am over here.
Sometimes you gotta take a jump. Like, all right.
Well, that's the thing. So why though? Why do we have to take jumps sometimes? Why can't you just be, kind of not sadly content, but like, it's.
I hate it, but I love doing things that make me uncomfortable. Like.
Mm-hmm.
So like my big plan. So like I finished school to be an electrician. I'm not an electrician yet. I said that earlier. I'm not an electrician.
Yeah, you were.
Asterisk.
Yeah.
And
we talked about that last time you were on.
So I'm done school.
Mm-hmm.
I can test in March to be a licensed electrician.
Ooh.
So March, April, I should be licensed. That'll be good. And then my plan is to then get. I can't remember the. It's like a. It's a name. It's a licensing exam. I plan on moving to Tennessee.
Okay.
Like.
Yeah, I think we've talked about that too.
So like that's my ultimate goal is like, and like when I move there, well, I will make more because even when I'm licensed, I'll make more. So that's like already a different thing. It's like I'll make more. I'm not worried about that. But that's like a big thing because like I have friends out there. Like I won't be. And that's like a big thing. But I love that area. Like or my mom just moved like an hour north of me. Like I rent for my parents right now. I live with my parents. Shout out to me. And my dad is sick, so he doesn't have much longer. So like I'm looking to finish and I'm gonna move because I guess I don't have things locking me here. I have a sister here and I have a mom here. They live in the same town now. But I want to start my own life, So like that's my goal. Like that's my because I deal with the complacency thing. Like this is what I was doing that for a long time.
That's the other thing, right? Is like so like as well, like, and I'm not not saying anything negative or bad about it. Like you have you have your setup, right? Like you have your thing that you're driving for. I don't have that anymore. Like my whole thing was I was gonna coach and then I was gonna die on the field coaching one day.
You can coach somewhere else.
No, I'm almost positive I would never coach football again.
I know things were rough. The other job, not thing. That's just not diminishing it.
Well, no, I mean it's another word. It's just
Yeah, I'm not. I say that sometimes, and I say thing, and I'm like, that's not what I mean. I'm like, oh, you're doing that thing, cool.
Yeah.
Coaching was and still is clearly like dear to you. Why would you never coach again?
So the thing that I liked about it the most was seeing and helping, kind of raise kind of young adults to becoming adults. Right? Like that's the easiest way.
You're rearing young men.
God damn it. But yeah, so like, even even in front of me, right, I have 3 pictures on this wall over here, and it's of my first quarterback, right? I love the kid to death. I'm not going to say his name. Love the kid to death. Always, from the first moment I met him, it was like, this is one of my guys, right? That was the easiest way to put it. He's a guy. He's one of my guys. And it was one of those things that, like, we went all the way through for the 4 years of in high school, and I said to him, I was like, you going to play college football? He's like, yeah. I was like, I'm going to help you train in the off season. Then, if you want to do field work stuff, let me know. And yep, we did field work stuff 3 days a week. Like I didn't ask to get paid, and then his mom gave me some money. Wasn't asking for it at all. Didn't want anything. I was just doing it because he was my guy, right? Yep. And I made him a promise. I said, look, I'm going to come to at least one game every year of you playing. and he played up at Husky. So
Awesome.
that's a 6 hour drive,
Is that 6 hours from you?
basically.
It's in New York, right?
No, it's in Maine. It's like all the way up
Oh, it's
tip
in
of Maine.
Bangor. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay. Ugh. So that's where I'm going next week, actually. Ugh. Yep.
Yeah. So
Ugh.
so it's a 4 hour drive for me. I thought it was six.
Yeah.
It feels like fucking six.
It might as well be.
Yeah. But still, so like every year, I went and watched him play a game at home.
Yeah.
Like throughout the entire career, watching this kid grow up from a, an idiotic, fucking 14-year-old to an idiotic 21-year-old, was easily one of the best moments of my life. And knowing that there was certain things that like he had done, the way that he acted, and certain things that the way that he does stuff was because of things that I had taught him along the way.
Like
Fucking
yourself.
cool to see.
Gotta like yourself.
Right. Well, I mean, it's like just kind of there's certain things it's like don't take anyone's shit. Be smart. Always think about this stuff. Because like I said to him, I was like, look, dude, like don't fucking drink throughout the week. Don't be a fucking idiot. I was like, I know you're gonna drink. And then I'm telling him this as he's going as a freshman. I was like, I know you're gonna drink. I'm not gonna tell you not to. Like you're gonna do it. You're a grown ass fucking man.
Yep.
You know. And so I was like, look, just don't do it on the weekend. Don't do it during the week. If anything, Friday night, Saturday night, done. And I was like, don't be an idiot. You know. And it's just there was a bunch of other stuff, like in this sort of situation, make sure you fucking do this. He was talking about classes at one point. He was doing a lot of environmental stuff, and I was like, what sort of job are you gonna get afterwards with that? And he's like, I don't know. And I was like, you should probably fucking think about that. And then I eventually changed, and he went to teaching.
Yeah.
And it's just like little shit like that, right? But like seeing him, one of the other kids, I used to stream with a little bit. He went into the military. And seeing him grow up and grow into that and doing all that, that's the thing that I miss more than anything. But the problem is though, is that that's such a small step of the big thing, because there's so much else that goes on. There's such a huge issue behind the scenes with egos, with politics, with decision making, with just I can't do that anymore. I just like that stuff is just so fucking draining to me. Like even thinking about it now is draining to me.
Yeah.
And I've thought about it. Me and Rob have talked about it before. Because there was going to be a point where I was going to actually potentially it was mild talks. It wasn't anything kind of extreme, but there was mild talks of me going down and coaching with him.
Yeah.
And it was like I said, it was like hey, do you still want to coach? Kinda. You want to coach for me? Maybe. Like it was that sort of thing, right?
Why don't you? Is he gonna stay there?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Why not? Because that again goes with like, why not do that?
I mean, because
That's easy. I know that's like very like,
it's
why not
yeah.
do that? Well, like, why not consider that?
Well, and it plays into a bunch of different stuff, And like I said, so like a lot of it is, it's like, okay, giving up my main job, so go do a job that's gonna pay, not a whole lot of money for a lot of work, you know. Then it would be okay. So now I need to find a new job while I'm there. I won't be able to stream, so everything I've done with this is kind of kaput at that point, because as if you take a long enough break, it can be a death sentence.
I didn't really have a following, so.
Well, I mean, yes, you did. But like one of my buddies, Booba, he took a decent little break, and then he tried to come back to it, and everyone had left.
Yeah. Well,
And it's just like there's that, and then also would be the thing of the amount of effort I put into streaming. I would also want to put into coaching, and I can't put in that much effort into both things without one of them failing. So then it's like, okay, so which one's gonna fail? It was a lot of things to it. I would have to get my license. I would have to get a car. I would have to that would be a huge mental thing for me to hop over, along with all this other stuff that's already going to be a huge thing. I mean, shit, I moved my apartment around, and I'm still fucking trying to get over this. Now we're talking about me.
laughing. Yeah, I
No,
get that.
but
I
like,
get it for sure.
So I mean, it was that, but then it was one of those things as well where it's like, it's like, what? And then of course it's because like I don't just think of like the positives. I need to see both sides of it. Like yes, there are a lot of positives in me going down there and doing that, but it's like okay, what if I go down there, it doesn't work out the first year, and like he gets fired. So I just moved down there now for the only reason I was moving down there was to go coach for him, and then if he gets fired, like okay, so what now?
These are things you gotta not think about, man. You
Oh,
gotta
it's
sometimes you
not
just
an
gotta take a
option.
dive.
Not an option.
Not option. Not option. I
Not
don't
an
know,
option.
cause like that's my whole thing is with moving. I'm like probably won't work out, but
Well, and that's the crazy thing, right? Because like I was talking about this a little bit ago. You've probably seen the TikTok that I put up, but like I've talked about it before with like the right person, right?
yep.
If the right person came along, everything's going good. We're talking, da 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 da. It's going. If they said, "Hey, I want to move here," right? Florida, Texas, fucking Nebraska, whatever, right? I want to move here.
Yep.
Come with me. The right person, I'm not even fucking thinking about it. I'm doing it,
Yeah.
right? But me doing it myself, no. And it really does play into the whole thing of kind of how I see myself just as a whole, right? Because like I said, I'm content right now.
Yep.
I have a job that pays well. I have an apartment that doesn't cost a lot of money. Right? It's kind of it's like why would I move in that situation, right?
Yeah, but things can always be better.
Of course they could.
And
I mean,
and the thing is, things could be better.
of course, but things could also be worse,
They could,
right?
but
But that's
like,
like
but
that's the thing is that was when I said like people are terrified of people that
all
are
right,
content.
what would happen if like the business you worked for like went out of business?
And what
But what if it did?
I can tell you
I
right
know
now,
it's
well
I know it's a family.
like
I know it's a,
well, it's not. I mean, it's not really family, but like, what if it did go out though?
because it could.
Okay, so if
Anything can go out of business.
so I
What
will
happens
agree with
if
you.
like what happens if like someone bought your apartment building and kicked you out? Would happen if I don't know, for whatever reason, like your parents completely retired and they were like, we're moving to Florida.
What if my parents did that?
Yeah.
And then they moved to Florida. But now, of course,
Yeah.
fucking Dana comes in and says, coming in asking the real questions. Are you content or are you settling?
Yeah, I mean like you can run the scenario with any. You can run it with the situation you're in, Like cuz okay, well, not to be a fucking Debbie Downer, but like,
I mean,
like
yes, because I haven't been a Debbie Downer this whole time.
yeah, well, I don't know. Well, like cuz my dad is most likely going to die in the next few months, like that's like something I have to
Sorry to hear
deal
about
with and I've like dealt with and like um and that's like and like that's almost like a push for me to move on. But like I could, like I could go move up towards my mom and sister.
that. Hmm.
I could stay in my hometown. I don't really want to stay here. Like it's cool. Like I do have friends here, but like I don't want to fucking stay here for the rest of my life. Like I need to go out. I need to spread my wings. But like I don't know. Like anything could happen. Like like weird. The funny thing is like I have very good job security, but like there was a point at the beginning of COVID where I was like, I'm going to lose my fucking job.
Yeah, I
'Cause-
kind of thought the same thing.
So, hey, see, exactly. Like I don't know, like this could happen. Like all these
I
scenarios
just
you say could happen at any time. Like what, what think about like what. Not I
so,
know
so
like
I was
streaming is like
so,
a big part. Like what would make you happy?
I feel like that's a loaded question.
Yeah, I know, but like, clearly you don't see yourself in this position forever. I know you have a contentness, but like, you don't like if you wouldn't
That's
be asking these questions if you didn't see yourself here forever.
Well, that's the thing, because it's one of those things. Like I honestly don't know.
You don't know, but you do know it's not this.
Was and like, that's the thing is that, like, as of right now, I'm head of shipping.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'm just going to take over for what my dad
You just
does.
got a promotion, right?
Yeah, because I'm on salary now. I'm on salary, and they said I'm never getting a assistant again, so that's kind of cool. Um,
All the hats.
yeah, but no, so like the next thing, like, and I'm gonna have to start learning it here within the next month or two, is basically doing what my dad does,
Yep.
because he's like the GM of the company. So
Hmm.
I gotta start figuring that out because he's gonna go to England for. Him and Ma going to England for like 2-3 weeks, something like that, for a wedding. So like I gotta, existential crisis on this lovely Independence Day. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
That's how we live.
Yep, that's how we do things. But yeah, no, and that's the thing is, like I said, like with coaching, like that was kind of the thing. Was like, it's like it was I've always had, just kind of like I was going to do that, and then when that fell through, then it was kind of like, okay, well, guess I'm just gonna, try to figure out what the fuck I am gonna do. And that's the thing is, it's like I have an old school mentality of like, what's my like, what am I, going towards, right? But I
Yeah.
don't have anything because like streaming, I love streaming, I love doing this, you know. But it's one of those things where like I feel like I came into it late. I don't think my content's good enough. Da 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 da. All
Shut
these
up.
different fucking
Shut
things,
up.
right? Yeah,
Shut up.
right.
Shut
Um, so there's that, like this job, like yeah, I mean, like you said, it could go down at any time,
Again, I don't want your business to fail. I don't want the
Of course,
business that
of
your dad's
course,
the GM to
yes,
fail. That's not
of
what I'm
course,
saying by any means.
yeah, of course. But like yes, so it's like I honestly don't know because like it's one of those things where like I had everything like coming out of college. I was like, this is the game plan. This is it,
Yep.
right? Done. And then immediately it was just like left turn. Mind you, I just turned my right hand, but
The
left turn.
message was there. The
Yes.
message was there.
It was oh, by the way, you didn't graduate. You're still short credits.
Are
So
you
I
still
go
short
back.
credit?
So I
Oh,
go back for fifth year. So I go back for another semester. Get done with that semester. Oh, hey, by the way, you still didn't graduate. You're still short credits. So I go to fucking community college. And immediately at this point, it's like, okay, so now the aspect of me going to this one college to go coach is now out of the question because I don't have, the diploma. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have anything set up. Tried to learn how to drive. That went fucking very poorly. Almost fucking crashed. And by crashed, I mean like went over a fucking hill, mountain sort of thing. Like crash.
well,
Um,
sometimes you crash,
but like these things though, just like it was like all these things just fucking popped up. So like the kind of the like, hey, this is the basic thing of what I'm gonna do. Immediately turned into a. I'm just kind of here now, and a coaching spot
All right.
opened up at the high school, so I'm there.
All right. How about this? How about what is not? How about this? That's not what I mean.
How about this?
Does how about it? Does the thought of you going down to Manchester and coaching at that high school, does that excite you?
Not really.
What? But this the what would excite you? Like big, like go grandiose, grandiose. What would excite you?
Man, you keep throwing loaded questions at me.
Well, yeah. I'm not. Hey, I'm not doing to make you feel bad. I'm
I
like,
know. I'm just.
hey, all right. I don't know if I said this already. I had a bad day this week.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Uh, on Friday, so I went to go refinance my car on
Mhm.
Friday because I wanted a better rate,
Okay.
and I was like, I'm gonna shave my beard. Yeah,
Oh.
and I was like, I didn't have much. I had a beard, not nearly as long as you. I just had a beard. Like I have a solid beard, I think. And then I was like, I'm gonna look clean and not look homeless. So I shaved it, and then I was like, oh man, you fat baby. Staring
I.
myself. So
Yeah.
so I got in my feelings for like the whole night.
Mm-hmm.
But then like next day I was fine. But like I had like that was like my pity party. I had a pity party on Friday. I was like, you
Fair.
fat baby, you Uncle Fester motherfucker.
You Uncle
Like
Fester motherfucker.
so like I don't know, like it is it's you're gonna have these ups and downs. I don't know. It's just
And it's just,
you never
I don't know.
what I'm like honestly, like I for me, you do think you like do helping other people. For me, I would like you to think about like ultimately what would excite you? What would like because like me moving, that fucking scares the shit out of me, man. Like I've like I've lived away from home. Like I've had roommates. Like
Well, I guess like I've
it scares the shit out of me. But I like
well, like my thing
I
is like it's like of course this is a fucking very not like negative, but it is a negative thought. But it's like I've I grew up in England,
yeah.
lived in or went to Wales, Scotland, France, Spain, here. So I've been fucking all over, right? It's like to me, it's the same shit everywhere. Like it's not like if I move, like if my job,
I'm
right?
not saying move.
Well, no,
I'm
no,
not
no. But
like
I'm just
that's just an example. Yeah.
if my job, right, my base job, was like, hey, we're gonna go to Tennessee, so you're gonna go to Tennessee.
Yeah.
It would be the exact same shit that I'm dealing with now, just in Tennessee.
Yeah. True.
Like it's like I like there's it's.
Yeah, but also like
I'm trying to think
you
of the
have.
way to word this.
All right. How about this? Except Tennessee's garbage. Get the fuck out of here. Not as bad as fucking Mississippi or Missouri or Arkansas. Yeah, I don't know. You just it. Yeah, but like also it's better than your hometown, Greenie. I went there. I said it.
Yeah, I hate that you didn't.
Be mad. I'm just kidding. No, don't be mad.
I
But you know what I'm saying by that statement.
I
You have this. You also have this like negative feeling about where you are. I have it too. I don't want to be here. I run into people all the time I don't want to see.
mean, it's one of those things. Like I, and
I'm sorry I called you Greenie.
it's okay.
Okay.
Um,
I'm sorry.
no, yeah, fine. I have these. Of course, there's like the idea of like this is what I would want.
Yeah.
But earlier I was saying about the whole what you control and what you don't control.
Mhm.
90% of this is what I want is stuff I don't have any physical control over, and I never
Mhm.
will. And I do, like, and it's just like that's how it is though. But like when you're saying it and like that and I'm responding with, it's a loaded question because like I have no control over any of it. I don't.
That's
I
life.
just it is, but it's like okay, so I don't know, man. I don't know. It's almost
Sometimes.
and this is the thing, like even right now, just like
Yep.
bumbling and stumbling, barely saying anything in my head. I'm just telling myself to shut the fuck up.
Don't. I'm here to have a conversation with you. I'm not judging you on anything you say. Say whatever you want. I'm bumbling and stumbling too.
Like
Hugs?
to me, I sound fucking stupid.
No, you're not. You're not stupid. You're beautiful.
Wrong.
No. You have a beard. Look,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't. I don't.
I haven't shaved, cut, or done anything to this fucking monstrosity since I fucking shaved it when I first started streaming. Same with my hair. You know the reason why I haven't cut either one of them yet?
Hmm.
Because it's the same thing with everything else in my life. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. I'm just kind of here.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like
that's
it's,
true.
I I always have ideas. I always have like this is what's like this is I could like either I could do this, or this is what I wish could happen, or like this is what I would like to have happen.
Yeah.
And every single time, what is proven to happen is nope, 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 nope. Every fucking time, doesn't matter what the hell it is, across the board. I'm gonna do this. This would be cool. Nope. You know, maybe this will happen. Nope. What about this? Nope. And it's the same thing every single fucking time. And it's like,
Is it though?
it is. It is because it's like, and it's getting to the point where it's fucking exhausting. Like it's one of those things. Like I hate talking to people about stuff these days, and I basically like there's one or two people that I talk about stuff to now because I just don't want to talk about it because I'm exhausted thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Not talking about it, thinking
Yeah.
about it. Like I have to think about it all the fucking time, every single day. Like I said, I don't know if you know this or not. I own like basically only get 4 hours of sleep a night. That's it because that's just what
Oh,
my
I knew that.
that's
We've
yeah,
talked about that.
like that's what my body is used to now. So
Mhm.
like I'm constantly like these things are just going throughout the entire
Mhm.
fucking day,
Yeah.
all the time, and it is so draining and exhausting. I don't want to put other people through it because I'm fucking dealing with it every single fucking day. So I'm trying to retreat back. I'm trying to not tell people stuff. I don't want people worrying about me. Because I don't want other people like having that like almost like a down moment like oh I hope Colin's okay. I don't want people having a moment like that. I don't want that to be that sort of a burden. Because that's how I've always felt is like I'm a fucking burden to people.
You're like not a burden though.
But like that's the thing, like
If the
but
thing
like
is, like, there are these people that care about you. They're going to care about you regardless. And if they think you're a burden and they don't care about you, then they're not worth your time. Like, all right, let's look at your chat right now. JT popped in. I doubt you'd be a burden to him. That dude loves you. He's a great guy. Charles Robin. I know you're friends with him. Ridiculous and not. Oh, that's Dana, right?
mhm.
I know you're friends with her. Like, these people care about you. Like,
Oh yeah,
it's
but like
more
what
than
like
just the streaming. Like, they
I don't
care
know,
about
man.
you. Like, at the end of the day, like, they couldn't care less about your stream. It's like about you. Like, streaming's like good for you and it makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you can create this community for other people. But like, you're not a burden. Again, like, I know you like get hard on yourself, but like anytime you've ever like reached out or talked to me, I gave you a hard time about Wonder Woman. But have I ever like made you think I didn't want to talk to you?
I don't know. Of
Or
course,
like,
but, like it's like when I say burden, I mean just like even just like to
I know.
me, it's like if someone spends any part of their day having a negative thought regarding me, as in like a worry or like I hope he's okay or anything like that, I consider that a burden. I do. I
Stop.
mean, I do though. Like that's like
I know. I I'm being dismissive right now because you need to dismiss that. You need to dismiss that lane of thinking
I just
because you're not helping yourself. I just want to give you a hug. I laugh, but like it's I want you to love yourself.
I
And I want you
honestly can't tell you the last time I did because like last time I tried losing weight. All right, this was
yeah.
a couple years ago. This was when I was coaching, and I kind of went a little extreme with it. Lost 100 pounds in a year, and I said, "All right, this next year I'm gonna kind of back off of the diet and what I was doing a little bit. I'm gonna just focus just purely on the mental side of it. I'm gonna try and get my this right." And it just went worse. Like everything went worse. I put all the weight fucking back on, and more. You know, I just, I don't know.
Can I tell you something you don't want to hear?
Sure.
I'm gonna tell you something you don't want to hear. Things can be a lot better for you, and clearly, you're stuck in a place that it's not getting better. Did you ever play? Did you ever play Far Cry 3?
No.
Like, there's the whole like, like what's the definition of insanity? Like doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Yeah, I mean I've heard that quote before.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, it's not like a Far Cry 3 quote, but yeah, it was a big story point in Far Cry 3. I don't know, like people care about you, man, and they're not
Well, and
gonna
that's the thing
like.
is like I'm not. I hope to God anyone out there that's listening doesn't think that I don't think that or I don't appreciate that or I this is a me thing.
Hey, man, can I just say something? I went through the same thing when I left school. That's why I left school. That's like a big reason why I was like, no one fucking cares about me here. Granted, no one checked on me, so it kind of was like half true. But like, uh, just it's you clearly have people in your life that care about you. Like you have a support system. You're not alone. And like even if you texted me, you're like, "Hey man, I had a bad day." I'm like, "All right, tell me about it." Like I would never like just be like, even if I was in the middle of something, like I'll talk to you in a little bit. Like it, you're not alone, man. Like why do you think I was like, of course I'll talk to you about this tonight. Like I knew it wasn't going to be an easy conversation. I knew it would come to a place like this.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I'm
You don't know now, but you will someday.
hope so.
That's all you gotta do. It's not gonna come right now, clearly. I don't know. Like this is coming from someone who tried to kill himself, and I was like been in the hospital for it, man. Like it's like it comes.
And I'm just tired of it.
And I don't know, like try to be happy. I'm sorry. I had to say it one more time. It's I don't know, man. It sucks. It sucks.
Like I've and this is just another self thing, right? But I've felt like a failure in so many aspects of so many different fucking things. But it's one of those things where it's gotten to the point where now, like, it's still a feeling. It's still a, like, I feel like a fucking failure thing. Like, even if something good happens, I'm like, why? Why is this happening? What's wrong? What went wrong to make this go right? Like that sort of thing. Than anything. Like, just with, and it's, I don't know. I'm just going to stop talking.
Things just happen, man. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Like I'm trying so fucking hard. And just
Don't stop trying. That's when you lose. What are you drinking?
just water.
Shout out to water. Straight from Mother Nature's teat.
Mm. Um,
How you doing?
I don't
What was the best thing that happened to you this week?
know.
Don't tell me nothing.
So I think. I mean, I had I think that was this week. I don't fucking remember now. Hold up a second.
I know you had a TikTok video that blew
Yeah,
up.
that's what I was gonna say. I think.
Okay.
6 days ago. So yeah, that was a week ago.
It's calendar week, we'll call it.
Yeah.
That was a good thing, right?
I mean,
Mhm.
I wasn't expecting it. It's one of those things like I just kind of, I've had like one or two go over, or do okay.
How many views did you get?
It has 32.6K.
Woo!
Yeah. Like that's the thing is like I had like
Oh, did I ever tell you about I was dating this girl, and so we went to a gay bar for a drag show,
mm-hmm.
and drag shows are so much fun. And she had a friend there, and she was talking about TikTok, and this was probably this was like September 2019, August 2019, about that
Okay.
time.
Yep.
And I was like, TikTok wasn't really on my radar. I was like, whatever. And she was talking. And she does dance videos. She was doing dance videos, and I was like, she was talking about it. She's like, oh, I have 62,000 followers. And I was like, oh, cool. Is that a lot? And she like, because I had no idea what the like.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, what the?
I'm
Yeah.
like, I didn't know how it worked. I was like, I don't know. It was like 62 a lot. And I wasn't meant to be mean or anything. And she like huffed off and she left the bar and went home.
Jesus.
And oh my god, it's looking back at it, it's a good amount now.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I ruined this girl's night.
I should
then her-
laugh for that.
I laugh at it because I ended up not really liking her because like from then on she didn't like me because I asked her if that was a lot. It wasn't like it wasn't malicious. I was like, hey, I was like, oh, is that a lot? And her boyfriend was like, she could be making money right now. And I was like, why doesn't she? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, if she could be making money with that many followers, why doesn't she? She's like, I was like, I mean, I don't know. It's just learning now. Like that's a good amount of views. I don't know. It just was so funny to me. I don't know. It's just you gotta take the little things. I know you said that this week was a lot, but I don't know.
I just,
It's
yeah,
a-
I just
That's a positive.
feels like I'm getting like overwhelmed a lot more these days. I
With
don't know, just literally
With
everything
stuff.
and anything.
yeah,
Like I said, like there's time like there's times when I don't want to talk to people about stuff. I know I should, but I don't because I'm exhausted by it myself. So
Yeah.
therefore, I don't want to tell anyone else because like if I'm exhausted, then I don't want to fucking, you know, like I don't know. I look at myself and I'm like I have no reason to fucking complain at
Mhm.
all. I have like I said earlier, I have a
So
roof over my head. I have entertainment. I can buy food. I'm in a outside looking in. I'm in a decent place. And
I still do that. You there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you might cut out. I still do that. I have a friend who I'm like, I had a like usually not on the day where I'll just go like yesterday I had a rough day, and I'll talk to him about it, and like we'll talk on the phone about it. Like I still do that,
I don't know.
and I'm not just saying that to say that. Like I really do that. Like
I mean, I was
Um,
even something as fucking little as fucking Steam. Like that, is like I said, I fucking loaded that up, started trying to figure out what to do, how to search, where things were, and I was just like, nope, this is too much.
Steam interface does suck though.
Well, I mean, like but like there's that like there's so many little things these days. It's just like like a start like getting into something. It's like nope. I don't know. Like I said, I just need to shut up.
I don't know, man. Like, it is what it is. You just gotta keep that positive attitude. Don't stop working out. God, never. Don't stop working out.
Mormon, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it.
Shout out to you.
I hope you're having a great night. I've also been trying to do that recently because I have my laptop next to me. I take my mouse from my right screen and I try to move it all the way over to my laptop
Oh yeah.
instead of just grabbing the laptop one and then. Of course, we all love you. Appreciate it, Mormon.
I don't know. I just want you to know if you can reach out to me if you ever need to talk.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know.
All right, let's just say you want things to be better and you don't want to stay this way, right? Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a goal. That's a goal right there.
True.
Can I give you a hug?
Of course you can.
Okay.
Alright. I think that's about all I can say for right now.
Well, I appreciate you having me.
I appreciate you being on. Like I said, I wanted to, there was some things I wanted to get off my chest that got some of them off, and just so. Thank you for coming on. Short notice. I appreciate it.
Oh, anytime.
I'm still gonna leave the link to your Twitch down in the description.
Cool. I'll be back. I've just been busy.
Yeah. You've just been living life, man. You've been living life. I love seeing it.
Yeah, 30-year-old fat man trying to learn how to kickflip.
It's better than a 32-year-old fat man trying to learn how to kickflip.
So, one day I'll record myself. Maybe we'll see.
Well, one day, well, if it ever happens, I'm gonna stream me doing yoga.
Oh yeah, in yoga pants.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the yoga pants one is only for a specific, one of the specific things. The rest of them is, the other two are just me doing yoga.
Okay. What's the yoga pants specific one?
That's 1,000 followers by the end of the year.
Okay, and then what's the first yoga one? What's the
originally that was the only one, and then I decided to make two other ones because I just thought
Okay.
there'd be good incentive ones. So if I lose 75 pounds, I'm gonna do yoga stream.
Yeah.
And if I get 75 subs out like one time, if my sub number on Twitch says 75, then I'll do it.
Okay.
And those are the two goals. So
That's a good goal.
and then of course when those are hit, then I'll probably readjust and do some other stuff. But especially now that I've reset up everything, I think I should be able to do it, and people should be able to actually see me doing it. I don't know.
It looked like you had more room post change.
It looks. I feel like I do, but at the same time, I'm a little bit more it's almost like Command Central now, sort of thing. But it feels like there's more room at the same time. It's a weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So now, like I said, thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate it.
Are you wearing a Ravens shirt?
Yeah.
Are you a Ravens fan?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I don't know why I just realized it now.
Yeah. First game I ever saw was Jamal Lewis breaking the rushing record.
Oh, shout out to that.
Yeah. And it was they were talking about how Jonathan Ogden was a beast, and I was like, oh, that guy's big, like me.
All right, we can end it.
Um,
We keep pushing it.
um, but yeah, so thank you to everybody who stopped by. Thank you for the biddies from Inhibited. Thank you to the raid from Mormon. I love and appreciate every one of you guys. Thank you for coming by and listening to episode 73. Quick, just a little PSA for everyone out there. I'm going to be posting on Instagram, Twitter, and probably even in my Discord for episode 75. Of course, big number, right? In episode 75. We got to do something big, so we're going to do an AMA where it's literally you guys will get to ask me whatever you want, and I'll answer. Like, literally, whatever you want. I'm no holds barring this sort of thing. So I'm intrigued to see what what some people send in.
You're gonna do a live AMA or you're gonna do pre-questions?
I'm gonna do pre, but if people ask questions during, I'll probably take them as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think that'd be interesting too.
For sure.
Because I feel like people can catch me off guard a little bit with that. But that's gonna be in 2 weeks, so that one will be interesting. I'm excited. I already have a couple questions from Discord, I think, because I posted in my Discord at one point. People, yep, right here. Some people already wrote in some questions. Yeah, we're gonna do that at some point. But like I said, thank you, DeNutte, for coming by. And as always, depending on where you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Stay out of trouble, stay safe, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.